They go, touchdown! It's time for Mount Union Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN. It's time for Mount Union football on your radio and live on AM 1310 WDPN's Facebook and X pages, as well as streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. The 13-time Division III national champions are locked in and ready for battle. So let's head to the stadium and join our play-by-play team of Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere for all the action. This is Mount Union football, and it starts right now on AM 1310 WDPN.
Carroll Stadium here on the campus of the University of Mount Union. Today it is NCAA Division III College Football Playoffs, Round 3 between the Mount Union Purple Raiders and the Blue Streaks of John Carroll. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam Berkwin. I'll be joined in the broadcast booth shortly by my partner today, Ryan Bevere, as we get you ready to go from Mount Union, the Raiders and the Blue Streaks for the right to move on to the next round of the Division III College Football Playoffs. Mount Union comes in 11-0. John Carroll 10-1 on the season. Raiders 49-7 last weekend over Muhlenberg here at the stadium. Meanwhile, John Carroll up in University Heights took care of Randolph-Macon by the score of 35-6. Mount Union, by the way, ranked first in the NCAA Power Index NPI rankings, while the Blue Streaks are ranked number 10. Jeff Dart, 67-4 as the head coach of Mount Union. Jeff Bierman is the head coach of the Blue Streaks. He is 69-26. As a couple of old friends get reacquainted today here in the Carnation City. Winner here moves on to the next round of the playoffs next Saturday, and you just get a little bit closer to the Stag Bowl that will be played at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium just down the road in Canton. John Carroll won the NCAC for the automatic bid, and this showdown will be the 5th time these two teams have met in the NCAA playoffs. The most recent, Mount Union, 42-7 in the second round. And Mount is 4-0 over John Carroll overall in the postseason. The other meetings in 2014, 22, and 1997. Mount Union with the black jerseys today, black pants, purple helmets, white numbers and letters trimmed in the purple. John Carroll in their traditional white jerseys, the gold pants, the gold helmets, the navy blue numbers and letters trimmed in the gold. The crowd continues to come in. It's a late arriving crowd here today at the stadium. And yes, you can tell by the wind in the background, it is a little bit chilly on this Saturday afternoon in Alliance, Ohio. John Carroll will receive the opening kickoff. Mount will kick right to left, and we are underway as Rafferty kicks it into the wind. And here come the Blue Streaks on the return. Across the 20, 25, 28, out to the 30-yard line. And that's where we'll set up shop, 1st and 10. Javi Quimba out of Hilliard, Ohio, with the return, and the Blue Streaks will take over 1st and 10. 31 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here right now, and the wind is about 10 to 15 miles an hour and a little bit of a swirling effect here at the stadium. So here comes Nick Septenfelder and the John Carroll Blue Streaks as they come in today averaging 44.2 points a game. Mount Union digs in on defense, and we're ready for our first play from scrimmage here at Mount Union. 1st and 10, Blue Streaks at their own 30-yard line. Tight end motion to the inside. Play action. Septenfelder back to throw. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to be sacked and taken down at the 24-yard line. First play of the day, and it's a sackaroni. Parker Logan, Brandon Bowden in there on the tackle for Mount Union, and a TFL on the first snap of the afternoon for John Carroll. That's the way you get it started. Loss of 6 officially, 2nd down and 16 for the Blue Streaks.
I'm going to come in hot, Sam. Be ready.
Hey, you missed your first boom room already.
Oh, yeah.
First play of the game. Twins left, slot right. Septenfelder back to throw it again. Steps up in the pocket, fires a comeback route. Caught at the 40, out to the 42-yard line and a first down for Shane Lindstrom the junior out of Youngstown, Ohio. That's a first down for John Carroll.
So this was weird to me. The message on the John Carroll sideline right before kickoff, I was just down there. Ruin their season was the message. Ruin Mount Union's season. I thought that was a little strange. Instead of focusing on their own team, they want to focus on another team. I thought that was strange.
The rivalry is well and intact here today. Blue Streaks first and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Septenfelder throws a little comeback on the left side, caught at the 40, out to the 46-yard line. That catch by Tyron Montgomery out of Woodland, Texas. He's a grad, 6'1", 190 pounds. Septenfelder, your quarterback today. Nemo Jenkins will be in the backfield, along with Quincy Newsom. Your starting wideouts, Tyron Montgomery, Evan Nelson, and Shane Lindstrom. The tight end is Kenneth Rawls, 6'4", 230, out of Battleground Academy in Nashville, Tennessee. Just underway here in Alliance. Again, the crowd continues to roll in. 13 minutes to go in the opening quarter and no score in this one. Motion to the right side. It's going to be a play action. Septenfelder just throws that one away on the John Carroll sidelines. Incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 6 yards to go. Across the line for the Blue Streaks today, left to right, Isaiah Council, Ben Damer, Michael O'Rourke, Jack McKinnon, and Troy Murkowski. The tight end, we told you, Kenneth Rawls, 6'4", 230 pounds. It seems like he's been here forever. He is also a grad senior on this John Carroll football squad, coached by Coach Jeff Bierman. Here we go, John Carroll, 3rd and 6 at their own 46-yard line. Going left to right, no score here at Mount Union. Motion to the near side, they'll cut it upfield. Back to throw Septenfelder. Fires caught at midfield, down at the Mount Union 49-yard line. That's going to be short of the first down. And now John Carroll's got a little decision to make. 4th and 1 at the Raider 49. And it looks like the punt team is coming in for John Carroll. But be careful here. Be aware of a possible fake. There's no guarantees where this ball is that they're going to punt it. Owen Shuckert is in out of Cuyahoga Heights. He's in punt formation back at his 35-yard line.
They must really trust their defense.
They must. Mason Ashby, the former North Canton Hoover grad, back at his 12-yard line for Mount Union. There's the snap. There's the pooch punt. Kicks it high. Mason calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 15-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 Mount Union. Here come the Purple Raiders for the first time today. Mikey Maloney, your quarterback out of Painesville Riverside. Your tailback will be Darnell Williams. Sean Thomas will get the call today. Your wide receivers, Jacob Cockrell, Davion Grant, and Nick Turner. Matt Anderson, Wyatt Steele will be your tight ends today. Across the line for Mount Union, Vervier, Kennedy, Lavelle, Fortner, and Coffey. Mount Union averaging 46.8 points a game this year on offense, and they'll go 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Trips left, slot right, Maloney in the gun. Darnell Williams to the right of his quarterback. First snap from center for Mount today. Mikey back to throw. Steps going deep. Got a man wide open. Nicky Turner in midfield. He's to the 40. Nobody's going to catch Turner. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Mount Union. 85 yards for the score. Hello.
I mean, when you say he was wide open, there was nobody within 15 yards of Nick Turner. I don't know how the coverage. Let's see, we're getting a look in the box right here. I mean, he is. There's 15 yards between him and the nearest defensive back. That was the most wide open. What a beautiful start. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Ivan Maric on for the extra point. Remember, he is kicking into the wind. Michael Franklin to hold it. To see if the Raiders can grab a quick 7-0 lead. Extra point is up, and the kick is good. And what a way to start this one here in Alliance. Mount Union, 85 yards on the first snap of the day. From scrimmage, it was Maloney, it was Turner on a post pattern, and there was nobody within the city limits for John Carroll, and the Purple Raiders have taken an early 7-0 lead.
I thought he might have been running over towards the gymnasium for later on basketball.
Go set up for our basketball game next, please. Thank you. Wow, what a way to start.
You couldn't have asked for anything better if you're Mount Union, and you couldn't have asked for anything worse than a blown coverage on the first play of the game for your defense for John Carroll, giving up 7 points already to Mount Union.
Nick Turner had a career-high receiving yards, 144 on 9 catches last weekend. He is at 68 yards per game per season. That's a career high. That just went up. That baby went 85 yards to the house on the first snap of the day for Mount Union on offense, and a quick 7-0 lead. Well, they came out defensively. Boom. Sack on the first play. Their first snap from scrimmage on offense. Boom. 85-yard touchdown.
Their best 2 games of the season were their last 2. And so far, perfect. It's exactly what you want to see. I'll say it every single week. That's exactly what you want. You want to play the best ball right now.
Couldn't ask for a better start here today. I'm telling you, that was pretty good stuff. Kickoff by Rafferty. Return this time from the 12 up the middle, 15, 20, 24, 25. And let's see, they're going to, let's go 26-yard line. Return for John Carroll. And that's where the Blue Streaks will go 1st and 10. They did not run the ball at all in their first series. Let's see if they try to get Jenkins or Quincy Newsom into the act. They're going to go with the big tight end, Noah Tanner out of Hudson. He'll set tight to the left side. Septenfelder in the gun. Motion. They're going to run it over the 25 to the 29-yard line. And they're still waiting for the official to blow the whistle. Now we got some pushing and shoving after the play. As Nemo Jenkins carried it, picked up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
There's things that I can't even explain on the radio that Caleb Brown does. You just have to come to Carroll Stadium and see for yourself. He's being double-teamed, and somehow, some way, he is the leading tackler on that play. Double-teamed and got out of it.
He just finds a way. Jenkins to the right of his quarterback, Septenfelder. Tanner will set tight left. You've got a tight each side. Motion to the far side is Montgomery. Septenfelder awaits the snap. 2nd and 7, John Carroll at their own 30-yard line. Septenfelder back to throw. He steps up in the pocket. He's going deep left side. Got a man caught at midfield to the Mount Union 48-yard line. 1st down. That's the wide receiver, Shane Lindstrom, out of South Range in Youngstown, Ohio. 1st down for the Blue Streaks.
He's a nice-looking kid, too. I was watching him in warm-ups. He's pretty good off the ball, and that's why he was able to create that separation. You don't get much separation against Mount Union's defensive backs, but 1 yard was enough there. Good play by JC.
So the Blue Streaks of John Carroll in Mount Union territory, 1st and 10 at the Mount Union 49-yard line. Motion to the near side. Septenfelder rolling right. He looks, he fires on the run. It's incomplete at the Mount Union 39-yard line. Tried to get that to Nico McBride out of Detroit Central Catholic High School. He'll bring up 2nd down. For the Purple Raiders, Jerry Cooper out of Miami, Florida, on the coverage for Mount Union. 10:19 to go in the first quarter. The crowd continues to come in. Again, a late arriving crowd. It's got some students back on campus today. Folks still out in the parking lot getting that last guzzle in before they head through the gates. On a day like today, probably worth it. 10-19, 7-0 Raiders in the first quarter. 2nd down 10, John Carroll. Septenfelder, play action, dump, left side, caught. Montgomery is going to be twisted out of bounds at the Mount Union 42. So that'll bring up about a 3rd down and 4 for the Blue Streaks. They're going to mark him out at the 44. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. As we crack the 10-minute mark in the first quarter, 7-0 Mount Union. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere, 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, and all across our social media platforms on X, Facebook, and YouTube today. Raiders showing blitz. Now they'll back out of it. Septenfelder, 3rd down and 5. John Carroll. He's going to go back to throw. He throws an out pattern way over the head of McBride. Incomplete. Purple Raiders had Jason Anderson on the coverage, and Coach Bierman says, we got to bring the punt team in again, and here they go.
It was a blitz all the way. Keenan Cruz came right up the middle. You had Brandon Bowden, Parker Logan, Caleb Brown, the whole front. and the quarterback had to get rid of it. What do you expect him to do?
So for the second time today, Owen Schuckert will be in punt formation. Mason Ashby back for the Raiders at the 10. There's the punt. Boy, he really crushed that one. That's going to go in the end zone. And the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. 9:31 to go in the first quarter. Mount Union 7, John Carroll nothing. Hey, don't forget today at 4 o'clock, you can join myself and Ryan Bevere as we'll head across campus and get you ready for some college basketball today at the Mack Center. 7-0 Mount Union against 5-1 Otterbein. That's at 4 o'clock today. Little college hoops for you right here on 1310 WDPM.
Is it 4? I was told 4:30.
You were?
I was told 4:30.
Oh, no, it's at 4.
Oh, man. It's going to be tight, Sam. But we'll get it done.
It is.
We'll get it done.
We'll figure it out.
And hopefully, the most important thing, hopefully we can go 2-0 on the day.
Yes. You go home, catch the Buckeyes, and have a real nice day.
Oh,
right?
what a great day it is.
Turner in motion. They're going to hand it off over the right side. That is Darnell, 20, 25, 30. Darnell Williams scoots out of bounds across the 30 to the 31, 1st and 10. That's 11 yards, the first carry of the day for the Purple Raider tailback, Darnell Williams. First down, Mount Union.
I am all for that expanded playoff in Division I. However, it's kind of ruined Championship Saturday. It's not exactly quite the same, but I'll take the trade. Still got some great ball today.
Yeah, it's a little different feel now with the 12-team setup. Wide steal in motion for the Raiders. He'll set tight left, play action. Mikey fires it right side, caught Jacob Cockrell. A little gain out to the 34. He'll pick up 3. We'll call it 2nd down 7. 8:52 first quarter. 30 degrees and windy here at the stadium today. But a hearty group is here. They are bundled up from head to toe and taking in a real good college football playoff game between a couple of old rivals in the OAC, Mount Union and John Carroll. Purple Raiders with the 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. We're coming up on 8:30 and the clock runs. Purple Raiders in the all black today with purple helmets. Steele in motion to the right, comes back left. Darnell almost an up back. Maloney to throw. Mikey looks, zings it, caught. Davion Grant's got it. First down, Purple Raiders at the Mount Union 44. A gain of 10 on the play. Davion Grant from Mikey Maloney.
A little comeback to the inside and a great ball by Mikey Maloney. He had to fit it between 3 defenders. And you mentioned all black for Mount Union. When I got dressed today, I kind of had a feeling that's what it was going to be today.
I didn't get the memo. I've got my Mount Union purple and gray hat. I've got my Mount Union gray polo, and I got my black pants and my black Reeboks on today.
Yeah, nice hat.
Or my Under Armour. I do like this hat. It's been good luck so far. Here comes Darnell, 45. Little shake and bake to the 50. Darnell Williams down to the 48-yard line. Hey, they're getting 5, 6, 7 a crack today on the ground. The big 85-yard touchdown pass in the air. A good start, although there is a long way to go. But if you're going to get off to a start, this is the kind of start that you want to get off to, and they're doing it today here in Alliance.
3 weeks in a row with really hot starts for this Mount Union Purple Raider football team.
A lot of formations today by Mount, trying to maybe confuse John Carroll. Inside handoff, Darnell. He dives down to the 46. That is just enough for a Purple Raider first down. Darnell Williams needed 3. He got 3. Move the sticks for the Purple Raiders.
Keep moving them. They're not. I mean, there's not a whole lot to be proud of right now if you're a John Carroll fan, but if you're a Mount Union fan, they're doing everything they need to, and they're mixing it up like they do every single week. There's so many different weapons on this offense.
Anderson in motion to the right. He'll come back left. He'll head upfield at the snap. Play action. Look out, Mikey. Maloney rolling right, rolling. Fires way down the right hash. Incomplete. He had to get rid of that in a hurry. First time that he has really been harassed today by that John Carroll defensive front led by nose tackle Joe Timmons out of Bethel Park in Pittsburgh. Johnny Wazinski across the line along with Ben Day, Gino Blasini, Chris Golson, Mason Russ, Kenny Groblasek. Your linebackers today in the back, defensive backfield, Huffnagel, Germano Thomas, and Dylan Crassy out of Aurora. Steele again in motion, 2nd and 10. Raiders will give to Darnell, picks his way to the 45, Darnell to the 44. They'll slam him down at the 44-yard line. So that time, the John Carroll defensive front again handling their business. The tackle there by big number 92 is Tommy Wazinski out of Cleveland St. Ignatius. Boy, he is a big dude. How about 5'10", 275? I'm going to bump him up to 285.
Mason Ashby checking in for Wyatt Steele.
So see if the Raiders go with a little quick game here. Maybe something underneath. Better hurry up now. The play clock is down to 5, and John Carroll calls the timeout. Ooh, that may have helped the Raiders there as the Blue Streaks call for time. We'll take it with them. 5:44 to go in the first quarter of play. It's Mount Union 7, John Carroll nothing. You're listening to AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
You know what I watched last night on YouTube?
We are back, yes.
I watched the Hail Mary
Oh, did you?
about 12 times.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mount Union BW, the miracle at Finney Stadium a couple of years ago. Purple Raiders now 3rd and 8 at the John Carroll 48-yard line. Mikey back to throw, caught. Is it enough for the first down? I think it is. Nick Turner with the reception, and it's a first down for Mount Union.
Have yourself a first quarter, number 2,
Right?
Nick Turner.
Picking right up where he left off against Muhlenberg a week ago. Now Turner and Ashby will come out. Steele will come back in for Mount Union. Grant wide to the right. Darnell in motion. Fake to Darnell. They'll give it to Sean Thomas, and he is wrapped up and taken down for a loss of 2 on the play. That was Davion Badley, linebacker out of Painesville, the sophomore for John Carroll, made a big play. It's a loss of 2. We'll call it 2nd and 12 as we crack the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter at Carroll Stadium. Still filling up, 7-0 Purple Raiders.
And the jet sweep was there on that play. I don't know if it was a read for the quarterback or if that was designed.
Cockrell and Turner to the left. Steele will set tight to the right. Back to throw Maloney. Mikey looking to the right. He's got room to run. Here he goes. 40, 35. Puts a move to the 30. Maloney to the John Carroll 29-yard line. Picks up 7 yards on the play. Mikey Maloney, he can throw it. He can run it with the best of them. The redshirt freshman made a good decision there for Mount. He'll be down at the John Carroll 29-yard line.
He's so good. He's so good. I question.
Got the vision.
I question how he's in Division III.
Good.
I mean, we'll take him. Mountain Union will certainly take him, but I mean, he is such a good quarterback.
So the Purple Raiders have a 3rd and 5 at the John Carroll 29-yard line. 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Route in front, 7-zip. Sean Thomas over the left side, peeling his way down to the John Carroll 26-yard line. Now, if you're Coach Jeff Dart, you get a pretty good wind blowing in your face. This would be about a 43, 44-yard field goal. I think they're going to line up and go.
I think you have to. I mean, you've dominated the whole first quarter. You've shown that you can get a couple yards. I think it's going to be Mikey Maloney using his legs right here.
Purple Raiders at 4th and 2 at the John Carroll 26-yard line. Cockrell in motion. Play action. Mikey's going to run it. Mikey's going to throw it. Caught by Cockrell! And he got a first down inside the 25. John Carroll says no catch. That's a catch. That's not even close. First down, Purple Raiders. You bet.
Yeah, I don't know what they were arguing. What a play by Mikey Maloney. It looked like he was going to run, and then he planted his foot, Made a nice pass over to Nick Turner, first down. I don't know what they were arguing, Sam.
I have no idea. But it's a first down for Mount Union. Darnell Williams gets the carry inside the 20 to the 19 for a gain of 5 yards on the play.
The wind is really howling. I can hear it through the headphones.
Oh yeah,
Check the flag out.
It's a little windy out there. Fans are bundled up. Purple Raiders 2nd and 5 with the John Carroll 19. Inside handoff, Darnell Williams trying to get away once, twice. Won't get away the third time. They got him for a loss. That's a big-time defensive play by Dylan Crassy out of Aurora, the defensive back. That's a big loss. That's going to go back to the John Carroll 24-yard line. So, with the blink of an eye and a snap of a finger, Mount Union went from 1st and 10 inside the 20. And now it's going to be 3rd down and almost 11 for Mount Union back at the John Carroll 24-yard line. Maybe you get at least half here and then maybe go for 3. We'll see. Trips right, slot left is Cockrell. Mikey in the gun. It's a stunt by John Carroll. Maloney's got to get out of there, and they're going to bring him down at the 24-yard line. Sack on the play. Hunter Knotts out of Canfield, the junior defensive lineman, number 98. And now here comes Michael Franklin and the Mount Union field goal team. 23 at 17. This is going to be about a 40-yard field goal right to the left. Now, they may have caught a break. Look at the flag right now.
Yeah, I was
not moving as much as it was a couple of minutes ago.
The ones in the parking lot are actually kind of favoring him now.
40-yard field goal attempt for Yvonne Maurich. Franklin to hold it at the 30. The snap, the spot. The kick is on the way. It is no good. He just pushed it to the left. He didn't hit it clean, but it had enough juice. It just faded to the left. And John Carroll takes over 1st and 10 with 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Mount Union turns it over with a 7-0 lead. I thought that was going to get there, but he didn't hit it clean. You could tell by the way it was floating. He just didn't hit it square.
The wind. Look at the flags in the parking lot. They're all going different directions.
So John Carroll will take over. 1st and 10. Big run, 30, 35, 36-yard line. First down, John Carroll. Now they're getting a little momentum. On Klemak out of Streetsboro. First down, John Carroll. Well, he took a big hit, but he got right back up. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Purple Raiders in front, 7-0. And now this John Carroll crowd beneath us here on the visiting side for the first time had a reason to get up and make a little racket. 1st and 10, Septenfelder in the gun. Tight end goes in motion left side. They'll pitch it into the boundary. 35, 36, 37, out of bounds. Where will they mark him out? At around the 37-yard line. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Alliance. 15 minutes in the books. It's win or go home in D3 college football. Mount Union 7, John Carroll nothing. We'll take a break. Purple Raider playoff football returns on AM 1310 WDPM.
When man's best friend chases the family cat through the window screen, you need a rapid repair from Bonfort Glass. In warmer weather, accidents can happen. When a hole in your window or door screen is keeping you from enjoying the fresh air, take that torn screen to Bonfort's for a speedy, expert repair. You think of Bonfort's for glass repair, but don't forget, they can take care of just about any problem you may have with a window or door, including screens. If your screens are old, worn, corroded, or torn, bring them into Bonfort Glass and Alliance. Replace those shabby old screens with new aluminum or fiberglass ones that will wear better and last longer. Bonfort's experts give you the quality you can depend on and service that's unsurpassed. So even if your best pal chased the cat through the window screen, just take it to Bonfort's for a rapid repair. For all your glass and window needs, rely on Bonfort Glass. 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Second quarter ready to go at Mount Union, 7-0 Raiders, but here comes John Carroll, second and 8 at their 38. Septenfelder back to throw over the middle, caught by the tight end Rawls. That is going to be enough for a first down for John Carroll. So Kenneth Rawls out of Battleground Academy, 6'4", 230. That's down in Nashville, Tennessee. Little crossing route and a first down for John Carroll. You can feel like the momentum's kind of shifted to this side of the stadium here a little bit.
Well, they'll get it back quick. Nice hit by Jerry Cooper on that play, too.
First and 10 Blue Streaks at their own 46-yard line. Septenfelder in the shotgun. He will turn. He'll hand it to his tailback, and that's going nowhere. 4 black jerseys. Keenan Cruz led the charge. Renard, Parker to Logan.
Thank you.
For Mount Union. Cohen Climac, number 31, getting some action here today for Coach Behrman and the Blue Streaks. Second and 11, JC at their own 45. Tight end going to come in motion to the near side, back to the right. Septenfelder in the gun. Receivers left and right. Septenfelder to throw over the middle. Caught the tight end Rawls again. Got a first down. Down to the Mount Union 42-yard line. 2 receptions in a row to the tight end. That's been there pretty much all day, right over the meal, like a 6, 7, 8-yard intermediate route. Septenfelder's put it right on the money. Septenfelder, the graduate out of Battleground, Tennessee, down in Franklin, Tennessee. 6'1", 220 pounds. It's John Carroll offensive line of Isaiah Council at 6'3", 250. Ben Damer, 6'4", 295. They got a couple of big ones up there. Motion to the near side. Septenfelder, 5-step drop. He's going deep down the left sideline. Incomplete. Oh, he had a man open. Overthrew his wide receiver, Nico McBride. And I believe we have a penalty flag. First one of the day, and I think this is going to go on John Carroll. Maybe a hold back here at the 49-yard line. Personal foul, illegal hands to the face on John Carroll.
Wow.
So that'll back the Blue Streaks up a pretty good chunk.
I mean,
that's worse than a hold.
We are looking at, what, second and 25?
Well, you'll take the penalty, so you'll keep it down. So it'll be first and a long way to go.
Wow.
They're John Carroll now with their 42. They have to get to the Mount Union 32 to get a first down. Receiver right, motion to the right side. That's Nelson in motion. Play action. Septenfelder's going to run it, and the Raiders are going to grab him and bring him down at the John Carroll 44-yard line. Parker to Logan on the tackle for Mount Union.
It's really a big break for Mount Union because if you go back to the previous play, the wide receiver for John Carroll had a step on Costa T that should have been a touchdown, and now you're looking at second and 23 rather than tying the football game. Not that it would have counted because it would have been negated by the penalty.
So John Carroll now going into a little bit of a win. Purple Raiders in front 7-0, 12:23. Clock running here in the first half of play. Division III college football on 1310 WDPN, your home of the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Septenfelder to throw. Got 5 receivers. Oh, got knocked from behind by Caleb Brown. It's loose on the ground. That's a loose ball. Picked up by the Raiders at the John Carroll 43-yard line. And that's going to be first down for Mount Union. And now penalty flags all over the field as things got a little nasty down there in that 40-yard line with both these teams. You may have offsetting, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Mount Union football. Let's let the officials clear everything out. What did you see, Mr. Bevere?
I just saw Caleb Brown do Caleb Brown things. He is so good. He's got me out of my seat again. He tipped the pass. He made the quarterback fumble, and then he recovered his own strip And now it's Mount Union's football in John Carroll's territory. I don't think they really care about the penalties, but if I were to guess, we had, it looks like Kenny Grobelesque. Kenny Grobelesque,
yep.
for the senior from Sheffield Village. For John Carroll, it looked like he got in the mix right at the end.
Here's the call. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Mount Union.
Wow.
So they're going to penalize only Mount.
Wow.
But the Purple Raiders get the turnover, and they'll take over 1st and 10 now. They'll go from their own 42-yard line. So Caleb Brown making a mess again for Mount Union on defense. They get the 15-yard penalty, but the Raiders will get the pigskin with a 7-0 lead, 12:08 to go in the first half. That could have got out of hand quickly, but the officials did a nice job of getting in there and separating everybody as quickly as they did.
I don't understand how Mount Union goes back 15 yards.
Here's Mikey Maloney. There's Sean Thomas, left side, 45, 46, 47, 48 to the 49-yard line. Sean Thomas picks up 8 yards on the play, his biggest run of the afternoon, 2nd down and 2.
It looks like they plan on getting it back real quick. They got 8 right there. It's nice having Sean Thomas back. They've got 3 legitimate receivers, superstars, 3 legitimate superstar running backs. They've got 3 tight ends that they go to.
Tell you what, it's turned out to be a really nice crowd here today. Not quite full, but there's the handoff right over the left side. First down, Purple Raiders down, and a flag has been thrown in from the sideline. How the heck do you see that far away? Now, I would have swore there was a face mask on John Carroll, and maybe they just waited a little longer than normal to call it. Let's see.
Look at you.
Personal foul, face mask on John Carroll.
Look, see, folks, Sam Berkwood still has so much left in the tank.
I thought I saw the headgear kind of get yanked.
You saw it last week, too, and it didn't get called. Maybe that's why you thought.
Well, a week later, we'll take it. So first down, Purple Raiders. See how it all works out. You get the turnover. You get penalized 15. You get a big play. You get the 15 back on a penalty, and here you go. 1st and 10 Raiders at the John Carroll 27-yard line. A lot of movement, a lot of action. Handoff to Thomas coming around the right side. Couldn't quite. That's Minner on the carry. Couldn't quite get it outside on the corner. No gain. They'll call it 2nd down and 10 for John Carroll. J.P. Germano was there. Dylan Crassie was there. If he could have got out the numbers there, maybe a nice little run, but at the end of all of it, no gain. 2nd down and 10 for the Purple Raiders. 10:34 in the first half of play here at Alliance. Only a 7-0 game. Mount Union in front over John Carroll. This Division III college football showdown. Davion Grant, motion far side. Mikey Maloney gives it off to Darnell Williams, and Darnell is going to be hard-pressed to get a yard on the play. Big number 95. Then Hendricks on the tackle on a Hilliard Darby. And now Mount Union. Well, is it me or we had a lot of 3rd down possession plays for the Raiders today?
Yeah. So far, in the first quarter, 3rd down, Mount Union was 1 of 3. There's no wind. Yeah, as soon as I say that, it picks right back up.
It starts kicking up again. Although this time, if we would go for the field goal, Franklin would have a little breeze at his back. He missed from 40 at the other end of the stadium about 15 minutes ago. He may have another shot here if the Raiders don't pick up this first down. 3rd and 10, Mount at the John Carroll 27. Timeout, Mount Union with 9:36 to go. We'll take a quick break. 7-0 Raiders on 1310 WDPN.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere back at a chilly Mount Union Cara Stadium. 29 degrees with the wind whipping around here today. So far, so good for Mount Union. 7-0 Raiders over John Carroll. 9:36 to go in the first half. Big play here for Mount. 3rd and 10 at the JC 27-yard line. Twins to the right, wide Steele in motion now. And now it's Turner. Flags. We had too many guys moving.
It looked ugly. It's got to be false start, yep.
Too many guys moving. I thought, wait a minute now. Steele's in motion, and now Turner went in motion before Steele got set. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flags. Everybody saw it. Now you're kind of moving yourself out of field goal range a little bit. Better get at least half of this back if you want to try to go for 3, but better yet, maybe let's just try to get that first down.
Well, you better make up for it because that's not what Jeff Dart wanted out on the timeout.
3rd and 14. That's a great point. Twins right, slot left. Inside, fake play action. They're going for the home run into the end zone. Diving grab. It's incomplete by Davion Grant. Great coverage back there by Travers out of Upper St. Clair in Pittsburgh. And here comes Ivan. This is going to be a 48-yard attempt. Now, the wind is at his back. But you got to get this baby straight and hit it square. It's going to be on the right hash. Franklin will officially put this ball down at the 38. So a 48-yard attempt for Ivan Maurich to give the Purple Raiders a 10-0 lead. Here's the snap. The spot. Ivan gets his foot into it. On the way. It's way off to the right. No good. That never had a chance. So the Raiders are 0 for 2 on field goals, and you left 6 points on the board. But 9:24 left to go in the first half. Mount still with the 7-0 lead, and now John Carroll will take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The good thing is for Ivan Maric is he has yet to kick the biggest kick of the game. Glass half full.
That one, again, he hit it good, but you could tell, even at our angle, which is tough to read on kicks, that was wide to the right.
They're going to need him.
Septenfelder in the gun. Motion to the right side. They're going to hand it off inside, 32 to the 33-yard line. That's Quincy Newsom, young man out of Twinsburg. He's a junior running back for John Carroll. Newsom will get a yard, and we'll call it 2nd down and 9. Mount Union 7-0. Good to be with you on 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, and all of our social media platforms, X, Facebook, Twitter, and the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. 2nd and 9, John Carroll at their 32-yard line. Motion to the boundary. Septenfelder back to throw. Quick out. That was a wobbler, but it was caught out here at the 37-yard line by that was Lindstrom out of South Range. Immediately coasted T and Coop and Cruz all over there for Mount Union. He did get a little more yardage than I had first thought. They're going to actually put that ball down at the 37-yard line of John Carroll. 8:25. Clock moving. 2nd quarter. Purple Raiders 7. Blue Streaks 0. Blue Streaks now going to send Tyron Montgomery wide to the right. Purple Raiders. 3 down linemen. They'll rush 4. Septenfelder over the middle. Caught. Montgomery. 1st down at the John Carroll 44. It's been there all day. Over the middle, 5, 6, 7 yards. It's been open all day.
I was just going to say that slant route has been there all day. It's really been the only thing that has been there when it comes to the passing game for John Carroll. So that's at least that's a positive thing to take away from your Mount Union fan, because that's an easy thing to clean up. If you take that away, force them to the outside, it doesn't seem like they want to go there. 7-0
Purple Raiders. We're in the 2nd quarter. John Carroll, 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Nolan Tanner, the tight end to the left. Septenfelder. It's an inside handoff to Newsom, 45. Midfield, and he is stung at the 49-yard line by Jerry Cooper. Newsom
I saw it.
Shakes it off and goes back to the huddle.
I saw a Dover tornado, some Dover tornado of Carroll when I was walking in here. Maybe that was the grandparents of Jack McKinnon, the offensive lineman for John Carroll, who just laid the wood. He came around from the right side and created a nice hole for the running back to get about 6 yards.
Newsom back at tailback now for John Carroll. They're going to go twins to the boundary. Groblasek in motion. They almost have a double H-back now. Steppenfelder in the gun. Second down and 4, JC. Play action, throw. Caught, Montgomery. Inside the Mount Union 45. First down, John Carroll. They've got the quick precision passing game going right now. And now John Carroll's going to try to throw Mount a little curveball. They're not sneaking them in on me. Keller Moten is checked in at quarterback for John Carroll, number 6 out of Walsh Jesuit. So Steppenfelder to the sidelines. And Moten will go into the shotgun. John Carroll, heavy formation to the right. First and 10 streaks at the Raider 44. Moten fumbled the snap, was going to go back and throw it. He looks, he fires. Crossing route, caught. Inside the 37, down to the 36-yard line. And once again, it was Kenneth Rawls, the tight end, on a little crossing route. He got down to the Purple Raider 36. A pickup of 8, we'll call it second down and 2.
Both the quarterback and the receiver bobbled the football on that play for John Carroll.
So Keller Moten will remain at quarterback for John Carroll. Trips to the left. Now they'll break out and go motion right. Moten's going to fake left. Now he's going to run it. 35. He's got some legs. He's inside the 30. He's inside the 25. The ball is loose. It's scooped up by the Purple Raiders. Anderson's got it, and he'll bring it out to the 37-yard line. Nobody in the stadium saw the ball come out. Purple Raiders found it. Anderson picked it up, returned it to the 37, and now penalty flags all over Karras Stadium.
I think the freshman Jason Anderson was the only person that saw that football on the ground. He picked it up. Everyone was running into a pile. Here's Jason Anderson with the football running outside of it. I thought he was going to go all the way. And
we need a replay on this one because I don't think many folks on the field or in the stands knew what happened. Here's the call by the official. Unsportsmanlike conduct, John Carroll, after the play, and it's going to be first down, Mount Union. Here we go. Here's the replay coming up. Let's see what we got here. Moten ran it, got hit. They stole that ball right out from under him. It hit the turf. It went right into the hands of Anderson, and he picked it up, and the Raiders have the football. Incredible.
I believe it was Connor Adelman that stripped it out of the hands, and Jason Anderson recovered it.
The former Louisville Leopard, Connor Adelman, making a big play for the Raiders. First and 10. Maloney hands it off right side. Minner to the 42, and he's taken down. That'll be a gain of around 6 or 7 yards. We'll go 7. We'll call it second down and 3. Mount Union 7, John Carroll nothing. A couple of big plays here defensively for Mount Union in this first half.
Anytime John Carroll seems like they're getting a little bit of the momentum back, Mount Union just takes it right out of them.
And they do it on the defensive side of the ball. Maloney and company, second down and 3. Minner, 40. John Carroll, 39. Close to the 38. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. If you're just joining us, welcome into the broadcast. 1310 WDPN Q92, radiosports.com. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere with you from Mount Union. Raiders up, ready to go, 3rd and 1. Quick handoff. Minner got the first down. He'll take it to the John Carroll 35. He needed 1. He got 4. Moved the sticks for the Purple Raiders. 1st and 10 at the Blue Streak 35-yard line. 7-0 Mount Union. We are at 3 minutes and 59 seconds to go in the first half of play. Don't forget, we will have that 2-minute timeout. Stick around. Halftime activities coming up. Jeff Mears with the news, the weather, the sports. Ryan Bevere will have the halftime for you. After that, you'll get you caught up with the stats, college football scores. And a whole lot more coming your way, so keep it right here on 1310 WDPN. Steele in motion left, he'll come back to the right. Mikey back to throw. 4-man rush. Maloney fires it. Come back route. Caught. Davion Grant down to the John Carroll 27 for a gain of 9 yards.
Wyatt Steele went in motion, came back towards the line, but then his route was towards the sideline where that ball was caught, so that was able to get Grant open.
Purple Raiders trips left. They're going to throw a pass in the flat. Turner's got it. Nicky 25-20 out of bounds. Turner, where did they mark him out? Wherever they mark him out, it's going to be a first down, and they'll say Turner went out of bounds at the John Carroll 19-yard line. Imperative the Purple Raiders get 7 on this drive, especially with the way the field goal game has gone today. With the wind, you want to put this baby in the end zone. 2:44 clock running in the first half. Mount Union on the move at the John Carroll 19-yard line. Purple Raiders lead 7-0. Cockrell wide to the right. Grant in motion. Mikey in the gun. He'll hand it to Darnell. Inside the 20 to the 19. That's a first down Raiders to the John Carroll 18-yard line. So they'll stop the clock, move the sticks. Or no. Ball at the 18-yard line, second down. That was a first down carry. I apologize. Looking at the board here, got my eye on the timeouts. We got 2 left for Mount. John Carroll has 2. This should be the final play before the 2-minute snap. And they won't run it because they don't have to. 2 minutes left in the first half. It's the official 2-minute timeout. Mount Union on the move again. Purple Raiders 7, John Carroll nothing. We'll take a break and come back to Carroll Stadium. You're listening to Purple Raider Football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
Oh, I need new kitchen cabinets and countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yes, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is a craft-made dealer, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM1310WDPN.com.
Welcome back to the University of Mount Union, Carroll Stadium. AM 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radiosports.com. Got a good old slobber knocker going on today. 7-0 Mount Union. Purple Raiders at the John Carroll 9-yard line. Second and 9 at the John Carroll 18. Turner in motion. Mikey throws it. Nicky's got it 20. Makes a move and gets hog-tied and thrown out of bounds at the John Carroll 17-yard line. You know what I am surprised at right now?
The time?
The lights aren't on.
Oh, yeah, that is another thing. I wanted to point that out. I was going to point that out in the first, but they went in a hurry up, and I didn't get to say it. But, yeah, with the fact that it's so cloudy, and it's, there's no sun at all.
I mean, I'm really shocked that there is no lights on in the stadium, but I guess it's okay for everybody, so away we go. Meanwhile, I almost get the feeling Mount Union is going to call a timeout before they run this play. The play clock is down to 2. Yeah, there it is. There's no way they were going to run that play. So with 1:53 to go in the first half, timeout Purple Raiders. Mount leads at 7-0. And coming out of this timeout, the Purple Raiders will go 3rd and 8 at the John Carroll 17. Now the Raiders with 1 timeout. John Carroll has 2. Don't forget Mount Union basketball coming up this afternoon. 4 o'clock tip at the Mack Center. Mount Union will take on Otterbein. You can join myself and Ryan Bevere with the call. 1310 WDPN from the Mack Center today. 7-0 Mount Union, 5-1 Otterbein in college hoops. That's at 4 o'clock this afternoon here on your home of the Purple Raiders. What else is going on here today? We got, of course, the Buckeyes in Indiana coming up tonight. You got the SEC championship game, Georgia and Alabama.
I have some D3 scores if you want them.
Let's go.
Wheaton is beating DePaul 21-7. Johns Hopkins 21. Salisbury 10. Salisbury and Barry is beating Trinity, Texas 15-0.
We'll try to get your score on North Central coming up here. I'm sure they're underway.
They kick at 1.
To 1 o'clock. All right, very good. Maloney back to throw. Pass caught. Turner, but he slips and went down at the John Carroll 9. I'm sorry, he's at the 14. So, you know what I think? I think Coach Dart is done trying to go for field goals today. And they're going to go Mount Union 4th and 5 at the John Carroll 14-yard line. This is a pretty big play here in this first half. We're down to 1:18 to go. Raiders 4th and 5 at the Blue Streak 14-yard line. Turner in motion to the left, Grant to the right. Fake handoff. Mikey's going to run left. He's going to throw it in the back of the end zone. Overthrown for Turner and incomplete. And how many times today is Mount Union going to get turned away when they're driving toward the John Carroll end zone? This is the third drive today that has come up empty. The Blue Streaks will take over 1st and 10.
I thought it was a good play design, too. They had Wyatt Steele out in the flat, and for some reason, Mikey Maloney decided to go all the way to the end zone. I thought when the play was developing, I thought it was beautifully developed for Wyatt Steele to catch it in the flat for 5 yards. I'll have to ask Mikey after the game about that one.
Here we go. 1st and 10, John Carroll at their own 14. Mount leads at 7-0, but my goodness, missed opportunities today. Septenfelder's going to go deep. Almost intercepted by Caleb Brown, but you're going to have defensive holding on Costa T, and that's going to be a first down for John Carroll.
Honestly, it was a good play.
It's a good call.
Yes. It was a good play by Costa T because he got tripped up on his own 2 feet, and the wide receiver for John Carroll was going to beat him if he did not do that. So, I mean, you'll trade the couple yards, 5 yards for a potential 6 points for John Carroll. That could have been ugly for Mount Union.
7-0 Purple Raiders, 1:03 to go. Why the officials are huddling up, I don't know.
Probably to determine whether it's holding or pass interference because the ball was in the air going that way.
I think it was holding. But the officials are going to mark off to the John Carroll 28-yard line. So that's, technically that was a 14-yard penalty, but it should have been 15. But it's 1st and 10 JC at their own 28-yard line. 7-0 Purple Raiders. Mount trying to get to the locker room with that 7-point lead. Septenfelder back to throw. Over the middle, wide open, tipped up in the air, and it's still caught by John Carroll at the 35-yard line. Holy smokes. Chris Golson with the catch. He had it. He bobbled it, went up in the air, and it fell right into his hands. But there's another penalty flag on the play. This one back at the John Carroll 22.
If that ball tips in any other direction, it's Mount Union's football. You had a guy on the east side, the north side, and the west side. Nothing on the south side.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on Mount Union. Now the ball is going to go all the way down to the Purple Raider 49-yard line. And now John Carroll has a legit shot at getting points on the board in the final 55 seconds. My heavens, what a sequence there, those last 2 snaps of the ball.
You can feel the underdog momentum starting to creep into the stadium. It's a lot different when Mount Union does something big and when John Carroll does something big because John Carroll is the underdog. They always have been.
1st and 10, John Carroll at the Mount 49-yard line. 54 seconds left to go in the first half. Raiders in front 7-0. Septenfelder and the Blue Streaks 1st and 10. Twins left, slot to the right for John Carroll. Septenfelder back to throw. He's looking downfield. He's got pressure. He's going to get sacked. The ball's loose at the 42. John Carroll falls on the loose ball. That was Ben Thainer who fell on that ball for John Carroll, but a loss all the way back to the Blue Streak 41. And Coach Behrman has to call a timeout for John Carroll with 39 seconds to go in the first half. And that was a big play. Now it's 2nd and 19 for John Carroll coming out of this timeout.
Imagine getting sandwiched by Brandon Bowden and Caleb Brown in this weather. I mean, that is just – take a look down in the bleachers. Everyone's got the hood up, hand in the pocket, and they're doing this. They got their neck is they don't have a neck because their shoulders are all the way up to their ears because it looks like everyone is freezing because it is freezing down there. I was down there pregame. I know what it's all about.
29 degrees, winds 10 to 15 miles an hour throughout the afternoon. It says it's going to go up to 33, but I think we're pretty much stuck at 29, 30 for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Stick around. Halftime activities coming up here on WDPN. College basketball at 4, Mount Union Otterbein from the Mack Center. We'll also get you caught up on the OHSAA State Football Championship scores going on at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium today. Avon, Cleveland, Glenville, Olentangy, Orange. Columbus Waterson, your state champions so far. Seltenfelder back to throw it again. He's in trouble. Got away once. Got away a third time, and they canned him back at the 35-yard line. And another flag. This one's got to be holding on John Carroll.
If the sack stands, credited to the defensive backs. They're in cover 6. There's nowhere for the or the quarterback to throw the football. You just run out of time.
Holding on John Carroll. You decline that. You take the sack. Ball is back at the blue streak, 36-yard line. 31 seconds to go in the first half. Now John Carroll has a 3rd and 25.
They're going to take a knee.
They are. Now Jeff Dart says give us a timeout. With 24 seconds, they're going to make John Carroll punt this ball.
Whoa.
With Coach Dart doing that, it almost tells me they're going to come after this baby. I mean, just come after him. Don't even put anybody back there to field it. Just come after the punt. If you get it, great. If you don't, so be it.
Yeah, maybe even run one play, go to half.
Because chances are if you don't get a great punt return here, you're going to take a knee anyway. Right. So you might as well just send the house. Now, Ashby is going to go back for Mount back at the Raider 27-yard line. 25 seconds left in the first half. Still John Carroll and Mount Union in a slugfest. Purple Raiders 7. Blue Streaks nothing. Again, halftime activities right around the bend on 1310 WDPN.
Be nice to see Mason Ashby throw a nice right hook in this slugfest.
Owen Shuckert back to punt for John Carroll. He is back at his 19-yard line. Doesn't look like Mount Union's going to come after it. Shuckert punting into the wind. There's the snap. There's the boot. Hangs up a beauty. Ashby, fair catch, Mount Union at the 29-yard line. I don't think you'll see anything crazy here. 1st and 10 Raiders, 19 seconds left in the first half. Mount Union scored on an 85-yard touchdown pass, the first play from scrimmage, their first possession of the day. It was Mikey Maloney to Nick Turner. Extra point, good. 7-0. We've been that way ever since.
I would be shocked if they're not dialing something up right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, not me, man. I'm going to the locker room.
It looks like they are. I am shocked. I thought a slip screen, something, just to try to get something. You scored on 84 yards, like you said.
Usually I'm not afraid to roll the dice, but I'm not. What in the world is going on? That's a penalty. Mount Union had 12 guys on the field when they broke the huddle. That's a 5-yard penalty, which in the grand scheme of things won't mean much, but it's just a little breakdown there. So it'll be 1st and 15, but they're just going to take a knee anyhow. But yeah, here I'm gonna get the ball to Maloney. I'm gonna say, Mikey, take a knee and let's go in the locker room. There's the snap. Maloney takes the knee, and that will run out the clock here in the first half at Carroll Stadium on the campus of the University of Mount Union. Oh, it's a Donnybrook we thought it might be. A couple of old rivals going at it in round 3 of the playoffs. In your score, Mount Union 7, John Carroll nothing. Stick around. AM 1310 WDPN halftime report is coming up. Stay with us.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new faucets and a vanity, maybe even a whole new bathroom. But I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard Plumbing Registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
Hey, this is Dirk Stratton from Stratton Chevrolet in Beloit, Ohio. My family has been servicing and selling Chevys since 1928. I want to invite you to visit us at Stratton Chevrolet, where you'll find a great selection of Chevy trucks, cars, and versatile SUVs. We pride ourselves in serving you beyond the sale. Customer satisfaction always has been and always will be our main goal. Come visit us at the corner of Route 14 and 534 in Beloit and at StrattonChevrolet.com. Stratton Chevrolet, your no-dock fee dealer, selling Chevys and making friends since 1928.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of AM 1310 WDPN News. The Highway Patrol says a 64-year-old Perry Township man suffered minor injuries Tuesday afternoon when his vehicle struck a snowplow on northbound I-77 in Jackson Township. The crash occurred as both vehicles were merging from the Everhard Road ramp. The other driver made an improper lane change, colliding with the plow. The snowplow driver escaped injury. ODOT District 4 posted video of the incident on their Facebook page. They're reminding drivers to slow down and give snowplow crews plenty of room to work. So far this winter, 8 snowplows have been struck across Ohio. A Canton Township man who allegedly stabbed his 71-year-old parents has made an initial court appearance. 49-year-old Joshua Schaefer was arraigned Friday in Canton Municipal Court on charges of attempted murder, felonious assault, domestic violence, and disrupting public services. Bond was set at $1.5 million. Schaefer is scheduled to return for a status conference Tuesday. He is accused of stabbing his mother and father at their Carnwise Street Southeast home Wednesday afternoon. His mother suffered life-threatening injuries and was taken to Altman Hospital. His father received treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. Both were listed in stable condition. A woman faces multiple charges, including failure to comply after a police chase on Route 30. 45-year-old Marinda Kent of Canton was wanted on a warrant in the October 2024 incident and was arrested Thursday. She is scheduled for arraignment Monday in Canton Municipal Court. Kent also faces counts including reckless operations, speeding, and improper passing. The Highway Patrol said she did not stop when signaled, leading to the pursuit. The Timken Company has been named to Newsweek's Most Responsible Companies list. It's the 6th straight year the Canton-based manufacturer has been named. Timken is recognized in the capital goods category and is among 600 honorees across 14 industries. President and CEO Lucien Boldia says the company leads with integrity and transparency, invests in safer workplaces and sustainable practices, supports our communities, and designs products that improve efficiency for our customers. 2 more men have been arraigned in connection with the shooting death of 20-year-old Bryson Douglas in East Liverpool. 29-year-old Curtis Holland and 25-year-old Travis Kidder pleaded not guilty Tuesday in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court. They were arrested last month after a grand jury indicted them on murder and aggravated murder charges. Douglas was found shot to death at a home on Pennsylvania Avenue in July of 2021. Elvin Tisdale was sentenced to life, and Alan Tisdale received a sentence of at least 10 years in the case. Authorities say Douglas was not the intended target of the shooting. A jury has convicted Michaela Glenn of murder and aggravated burglary. email Tuesday, alerting her to a $500 purchase on her PayPal account with a phone number to call. She spoke to the scammer who tricked her into buying gift cards, withdrawing cash, and converting money to Bitcoin. She even met a man in a parking lot to hand over $21,000. Her friend stopped her from losing more, and she later discovered no fraud had occurred. No arrests have been made. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
An investigation has determined a staged robbery attempt led to a double shooting in Austintown Wednesday afternoon. That's according to police, who say 2 people were hospitalized following the incident at Compass West Apartments. 1 is in critical condition. 23-year-old Miklo Delgado of Youngstown was arrested and faces charges including felonious assault, improper discharge of a firearm, and inducing panic. Delgado was arraigned Friday in Mahoning County Court with bond set at $500,000. A preliminary hearing is slated for Monday. Officers recovered 2 handguns and multiple shell casings at the scene. A 33-year-old former corrections officer has been charged following an officer-involved shooting Sunday. Jacob Hall faces counts of discharging a firearm into a home and inducing panic, along with aggravated menacing and using weapons while intoxicated. No arraignment date has been set. Austintown police say Hall had made suicidal and homicidal threats at his North Yorkshire Boulevard home. He was shot by officers and taken to the hospital, where he is now in stable condition. 2 lawyers are facing serious disciplinary actions. Boardman attorney Anthony Fusco has been indefinitely suspended by the Ohio Supreme Court for his conviction in an insurance fraud scheme that defrauded companies out of nearly $1 million. Fusco, who pleaded guilty in 2022 and served time in prison, will not receive credit for time served under his interim suspension and can apply for reinstatement in 2 years. In another case, Greg Rossi was suspended for 6 months after the court determined he lied to a judge and drafted a legal agreement to prevent a domestic violence victim from cooperating with prosecutors. Rossi must complete ethics training before he can return to practice. A woman has been sentenced to 1 year of probation and a 1-year driver's license suspension for a fatal crash in Trumbull County. 32-year-old Jessica Scialaba of Orwell received the sentence Thursday after pleading guilty in Newton Falls Municipal Court to vehicular manslaughter. A 90-day jail term was suspended. Scialaba struck a buggy on State Route 87 in Mesopotamia Township May 12th, injuring a 25-year-old woman and a 2-year-old boy. The woman lost her unborn child. The second half of today's game is coming up right after a look at the forecast from 3 News meteorologist Mark Johnson. For AM 1310 WDPN News, I'm Jeff Mears.
All right, Saturday afternoon looks a little gray. 34 degrees for the high with a mainly cloudy sky. Overnight tonight, more clouds, more cold, our low 26. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
When man's best friend chases the family cat through the window screen, you need a rapid repair from Bonfort Glass. In warmer weather, accidents can happen. When a hole in your window or door screen is keeping you from enjoying the fresh air, take that torn screen to Bonfort's for a speedy, expert repair. You think of Bonfort's for glass repair, but don't forget, they can take care of just about any problem you may have with a window or door, including screens. If your screens are old, worn, corroded, or torn, bring them into Bonfort Glass and Alliance. Replace those shabby old screens with new aluminum or fiberglass ones that will wear better and last longer. Bonfort's experts give you the quality you can depend on and service that's unsurpassed. So even if your best pal chased the cat through the window screen, just take it to Bonfort's for a rapid repair. For all your glass and window needs, rely on Bonfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
Oh, I need new kitchen cabinets and countertops, maybe even a whole new kitchen, but I I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yes, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is a craft-made dealer, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
Mount Union Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN. I'm Ryan Bevere alongside Sam Berkman, going to be joining us in the broadcast booth. I got some stats for you. We'll go over some. Well, we've got one highlight. How about we just knock that one out? Mount Union scored their first play of the game. It was Nick Turner from Mikey Maloney, 85 yards.
First snap from center for Mount today. Mikey back to throw. Steps going deep. Got a man wide open. Nicky Turner in midfield. He's to the 40. Nobody's going to catch Turner. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Mount Union. 85 yards for the score. Hello.
That was the first and only touchdown, the first and only score of the football game. Once again, Mikey Maloney to Nick Turner. How about some team stats? 7-0 Mount Union. They've got 11 first downs to JC's 9. Mount Union has rushed the ball 19 times for 62 yards. John Carroll, 13 for only 8 net yards rushing. They have thrown it for 107 yards. Mount Union has thrown it for 130 yards on 9 of 12. John Carroll, 12 of 16 throwing it. They've mixed in a couple of different quarterbacks doing so. Total offensive plays and yards. John Carroll, 29 plays for 115 yards. Mount Union, 31 plays for 192 yards. Mount Union recovered 1 fumble. Mount Union has not returned a kick or a punt yet. John Carroll has returned 2 kickoffs for 31 yards. The opening kickoff and then the kickoff after Mount Union had scored. John Carroll's actually lost 2 fumbles. My mistake, not 1. They fumbled 3 times, and they've lost 2 of them. Penalties, John Carroll, 3 penalties for 45 yards. Mount Union, 5 for 55. Their last penalty was kind of meaningless. They were taking a knee right before the half, and they had too many guys on the field, so that was 5 yards. So really 50 yards that have meant something to the ball game for Mount Union. Mount Union, 2 of 6 on 3rd down. It feels like it's a lot more than that, to be honest with you. John Carroll, 1 of 4, and this is probably a reason why it feels like more on 3rd down, because Mount Union's 1 of 2 going for it on 4th down. Red zone chances, Mount Union 0 of 2. However, they were right outside the end zone a 3rd time, so really 3 times they have been well past the 35-yard line in John Carroll territory, and they have not scored any of those times. The only touchdown that they did was, again, that 85 yards to Nick Turner. It was the first offensive play for Mount Union of the entire game. Darnell Williams has rushed it 9 times for 38 yards. Caden Minner 4 times for 13. Sean Thomas 3 for 11. And Mikey Maloney's only taken off twice for 8 yards. Nick Turner has caught 5 of his 6 targets for 106 first-half yards and 1 touchdown. Davion Grant, 2 catches of 3 targets for 19 yards. Jacob Cockrell has been targeted twice. He's caught both. And Wyatt Steele was targeted once, but it was incomplete. Tackles, Costa T, 5 unassisted tackles and 2 assisted, 7 total. Ricky Levac, 5 total, 3 unassisted, 2 assisted. Jerry Cooper's got 4. He laid some wood in the first half. 1 unassisted tackle for Jerry Cooper, 3 assisted. And Keenan Cruz was the assister on 4 tackles in the first half. Shane Lindstrom receiving is leading John Carroll with 51 yards. Tyron Montgomery, 27 yards on 5 catches. Kenneth Rawls has caught the ball all 3 times he was targeted for 29 yards. Rushing the ball, Cohen Climack has run it 3 times for 15. Quincy Newsome twice for 7. Keller Moten 1 for 6. And Nemo Jenkins 1 for 3. So a total rushing yards, like we said, only 8 net yards for. Now that can't be right. The net yards up here on this quickie report is telling me 8 total yards for John Carroll. But down here, we've got a net of 14-7. See, that's 21. Carry the 3. Bottom line, John Carroll's not really running the ball very much. They're not even really trying to attempt to. Not a lot of rushing attempts. They've just been throwing it. A lot of the slant has been there. But that's about it. A frigid, cold afternoon here for Mount Union football. It is the 3rd round of the 2025 Division III football championship. We're at Carroll Stadium, of course. And I think Sam mentioned it at the last week, the headline, you can run, but you can't hide. This has just been an absolute slobber knocker of a football game. And John Carroll, credit them because they've really come to play this afternoon. And it looks like they are trying to end Mount Union's season. Let's go back to that. I heard on the field when I was down for pregame, John Carroll's message was, let's ruin their season. And I said when we came back up here and we kicked off that I thought that was a little strange because normally a team is more focused about themselves and the team than what's going on across the field. And this is a playoff game. It's not like this is a regular season last game of the year, hurrah, and John Carroll's got a chance to knock Mount Union out of the playoffs and ruin their season. This is a playoff game for both teams, John Carroll and Mount Union. So I just thought that was a very strange message. Here comes John Carroll back out onto the field. We've got Mount Union coming up the ramp. Ooh, chills going down my body, baby. We got goosebumps down through my legs all the way down to my toes. This is D3 football. This is the biggest football game in Ohio today. I mean, it's really a great scene here. Great crowd. Mount Union filled their section. John Carroll has made the hour drive down from the Cleveland area. And we're ready to go. Let's take one more break, and we'll come back. We've got about 3 minutes until we kick things off. Mount Union Purple Raider football on AM 1310 WDPN.
When man's best friend chases the family cat through the window screen, you need a rapid repair from Bonfort Glass. In warmer weather, accidents can happen. When a hole in your window or door screen is keeping you from enjoying the fresh air, take that torn screen to Bonfort's for a speedy, expert repair. You think of Bonfort's for glass repair, but don't forget, they can take care of just about any problem you may have with a window or door, including screens. If your screens are old, worn, corroded, or torn, bring them into Bonfort Glass and Alliance. Replace those shabby old screens with new aluminum or fiberglass ones that will wear better and last longer. Bonfort's experts give you the quality you can depend on and service that's unsurpassed. So even if your best pal chased the cat through the window screen, just take it to Bonfort's for a rapid repair. For all your glass and window needs, rely on Bonfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
Hey, this is Dirk Stratton from Stratton Chevrolet in Beloit, Ohio. My family has been servicing and selling Chevys since 1928. I want to invite you to visit us at Stratton Chevrolet, where you'll find a great selection of Chevy trucks, cars, and versatile SUVs. We pride ourselves in serving you beyond the sale. Customer satisfaction always has been and always will be our main goal. Come visit us at the corner of Route 14 and 534 in Beloit and at StrattonChevrolet.com. Stratton Chevrolet, your no-dock fee dealer, selling Chevys and making friends since 1928.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
Welcome back to Carroll Stadium. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere with you, AM 1310 WDPN. Halftime activities continue as Mount Union leads John Carroll by the score of 7-0. We will continue to update you on the other some of the other Division III college football games today. At North Central, it didn't kick until 1. But we'll have some other scores for you throughout the second half here. Wisconsin Lacrosse has taken an early 7-0 lead over North Central.
Wow.
We'll keep our eyes on that one.
Wisconsin Lacrosse has a 7-2 record. Must have missed a game.
Yeah, may have had a cancellation or a unexpected bye or a scheduling snafu or what have you, but we'll keep you up to date on that one. St. Henry won the division. That would have been division, I believe, 5 state championship today, easily over Tom. Boy, every state championship football game has pretty much been a blowout, except for Olentangy Orange and St. X last night. Everything else has been blowout city. All right, here we go. Purple Raiders trying to get in to round 4. Purple Raiders will receive the kickoff and go right to left. That kickoff goes 8 yards out of the end zone. And with the really good breeze at the back of the place kicker, Colin Schuler, there was no way the Purple Raiders were going to return that. They'll take over 1st and 10 now at their own 25-yard line. Sam Burkwood and Brian Bevere, good to be with you on this blustery Saturday afternoon in Alliance, Ohio, 1310 WDPN. Q92radiosports.com. Also, hello to a lot of you that we see listening to us live on our streams on 1310 WDPN on Twitter, X, the WDPN Facebook page, and the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. You can listen to the game on all of those social media platforms right now.
What's up, Brian, Bill, Josh?
Hello, everybody. Mikey Maloney back to throw on a 1st and 10. It whistles it over the middle, cut by Turner, 30-32. Turner on progress will be taken down at the 33. So a gain of 8 yards on a quick pop over the middle. Mikey Maloney to Nick Turner. That'll bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Purple Raiders. Mount Union on the hurry-up offense here now on a 2nd down and 2. Straight handoff over to the left guard, back to the line of scrimmage. I'm just not a fan of that hurry-up stuff.
They want to go fast. They had a fast start in the first half, so maybe that's what they're thinking. Let's just try to do it again. They do it because you want to try to catch the defense napping. You don't want to have the defense get into their scheme.
I think it's more importantly for you to get set up offensively and get ready. But I am not going to argue with the success of this football program over the decades. Handoff over the left side. Short of the 1st down. Darnell Williams got to the 34 and no further as he was gobbled up. Jacob Huffnagel out of Upper St. Clair on the tackle for John Carroll. Got some help from his defensive buddies, and Purple Raiders got to punt it away on 4th and 1.
And you're giving all the momentum right back to John Carroll. First drive of the ball game. I would go for it, man. I really would. I know you're in your own territory. 1 yard to go.
Michael Franklin to punt it away. He's back at the Mount Union 20 into the breeze. Low line driver gets a little bit of a hop. John Carroll scoops it at the 35 out to the 37-yard line. That is Shane Lindstrom on the return. The Blue Streaks have pretty good field position here. 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, you wish you would have got more out of that punt. We're only looking at about a 27-yard net.
So 13:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. 7-0 Mount Union here at Karas Stadium. John Carroll Blue Streaks taking over 1st and 10. Nick Septenfelder in the gun. Inside handoff, Newsom, 35-40. Newsom breaks the tackle, 44. Newsom gets to the 45 and picks up 7 yards in the play. 2nd down and 3. Cooper and Caleb Brown over there for the Purple Raiders. A gain of 7 on the first play of scrimmage for the Blue Streaks. We'll call it 2nd down and 3. At the JC 45-yard line, 12:37, 3rd quarter. Mount Union 7 and John Carroll nothing. Wide right, left, slot left for the Blue Streaks. Septenfelter in the gun. Motion coming back this way. Septenfelder back to throw. Over the middle. Wobbler caught. First down at the Mount Union 39-yard line. That's Tyron Montgomery out of Woodlands, Texas. First down for the Blue Streaks.
And look where they're at. Right around the spot they had a decision to go for it. I just think in a game like this, 1 yard, you got to pride yourself on being able to get 1 yard. I don't care where it is on the football field. And I know it's a very different way, a different style of thinking, but just the way that I see it from the 40-yard line.
First and 10, John Carroll with the Purple Raider 39-yard line. 7-0 Raiders, 11:48 to go, third quarter of play. Newsom in motion. Whistles from the back judge. I think they want to get a reset on the 25-second clock. Game clock will stop at 11:45 with the Raiders in front 7-0. I think they want to reset. Yep. They want to reset the 25-second clock, so they have. And now we're ready to go. John Carroll with the Purple Raider 39. First and 10 coming up for the Blue Streaks as they go left to right toward the big scoreboard here at Carroll Stadium. Win at the back of the Blue Streaks on this drive. Newsom the tailback, Septenfelder in the gun. Tight end will go in motion to the left and back here to the right, first and 10. Septenfelder turns, hands Newsom around the right side. Purple Raiders are there. Keenan Cruz and company, but I'll tell you what, Newsom was able to move the stack a couple of yards. It will officially be marked down at the Mount Union 36-yard line. We got about 3 yards in the play. I thought Newsom may have been stopped for about a yard as Cruz was there first. Everhart was there to clean up, but they ended up squeezing 3 out of it. And that'll bring up a second down and 7. 10:58 to go in the third quarter. Most of the folks have gotten back to their seats from the halftime break. A lot of folks kind of walking around the campus right now. Everybody bundled up on this 29-degree Saturday here in Alliance, Ohio. Football weather, baby. Newsom around the right side on a pitch. 35. Newsom puts his head down. Goes inside the 31. It's going to be close to the Mount Union 30-yard line.
It's right there.
First down. How about the official on this side of the field?
Yeah.
The chains are on the far side, and he whistled and signaled first down.
Well, they're just going based off of the yard, apparently, on that one. It's not to the exact measurement. I thought it was even going to be coming up a little bit shy, but based on where they spotted the ball, it's definitely a first down.
Ball is just short of the Mount Union 29-yard line. Montgomery out here to the right. Blue Streak's going to go twins left. Septenfelder in the gun. Newsom to his left. First down and 10, John Carroll. Septenfelder back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to go deep. He's got a man in the end zone up there. Caught. Touchdown, John Carroll. Chris Golson out of Streetsboro from 29 yards. And Septenfelder put it right in the bucket. Mount Union 7, John Carroll 6.
Wow-wee, what a catch by Chris Golson. And what a throw by the graduate quarterback. That was a beautiful dive into the end zone, and what a catch by the wide receiver. And you know what? Shout out to our freshman, Jason Anderson. Beautiful defense, just a way better throw and catch.
Yeah, you don't play it any better than that. Schuler on for the extra point. Chucker gets it down. The extra point is up, and the kick is good. And we got a ball game here in Alliance. I hate to go back to that first Mount Union drive. You get 8 yards on the first play. You're coming up to the line, 2nd and 10. You hurried up. You ran a quick run. You come back with another quick run. You got to punt the ball away. John Carroll takes it right down the field and scores. 9:58 to go in the third. We'll keep it here. Purple Raiders and the Blue Streaks are now tied at 7. So now, the Purple Raiders now, they got to get momentum back on their side here at Carroll Stadium as the Blue Streak faithful are up and roaring here on this side of the stadium.
They have been all afternoon. Shout out to John Carroll. Traveled well and supporting their Blue Streaks very, very well. I mean, this right here down by the tunnel is a nut house. You got to love it, though. What an atmosphere this is. And, yeah, you're right. People are walking around campus almost like they just went to their dorms for halftime. Maybe a little Some hot chocolate or something.
End of the first quarter, North Central and Wisconsin Lacrosse are tied at 7. There's the kickoff. Purple Raiders going to return it. Darnell from the 5 to the 10 to the 15. Darnell to the 20. Williams fumbled the ball. It's loose at the 24. It's loose at the Purple Raider 24-yard line. And thank goodness the Purple Raiders fell on the ball. And it was Darnell Williams who fumbled it, who flopped on that ball, and the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. My heavens. Mount Union kind of put people's hearts in their throat here the last couple of minutes of play.
Supposed to be the day of the Purple Raiders.
Here comes Mount Union now. We are all tied. 7-7, 9:51 third quarter. See if the good guys can get the momentum back. Wyatt Steele in motion. Mikey Maloney will roll to the left. Throws the ball on the run. Caught Davion Grant. Got away at the 31 to the 32-yard line. Davion Grant picks up 8 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and a long 2, short 3 for the Purple Raiders. They're officially going to mark this ball at the Mount Union 31-yard line.
Very, very similar to the last drive where they got 8 on the first down, but no hurry-up offense this time.
Mount Union and John Carroll 7-7. Raiders scored on their first play of the game. 85-yard touchdown pass from Maloney to Turner. Mikey back to throw. Nicky's got it in the flat. Caught. 25, Turner to 30, Turner to 31, 32, 35. Turner to the 36-yard line and a first down. They needed 3. They got 5. Move the sticks. Mount Union 1st and 10.
So it's weird the way I want to break this down because the amount of times Mount Union's been in scoring territory and hasn't gotten anything, it's almost like they're going to have to dial something up again, like the 85-yard touchdown to Nick Turner, just to try to create space and then see you later. But then part of me thinks that analytics might kick into things. They can't stop Mount Union that many times in the red zone, can they?
Trips to the left for the Raiders. Sean Thomas in at tailback. Thomas will get the carry, 35. Sean to the 40. Sean Thomas to the 42-yard line. Picked up 6 yards on the play. Number 9 on the stop for the Blue Streaks. It was Davon Bradley, young man out of Painesville, Harvey. Mount Union team trying to keep her moving here in 2025, but you knew you'd get a big test from Carroll. They're getting one today. Blitz is on. Mikey steps up in the pocket. He's going to run 40, 45, to the 50, to the Carroll 45. Mikey Maloney out of bounds at the John Carroll 41-yard line. Big scamper by the redshirt freshman quarterback from Painesville Riverside, and a first down, Mount Union.
He's so good. He should have been sacked back at the 35-yard line, and he turns it into a first down scamper inside John Carroll territory. They're lining up at the 40. Here we go.
Little momentum back now with the purple. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Blue Streak 41-yard line. Mount going right to left. Ashby in a slot, part of a trips package to the left side. Mikey Maloney at the gun. Empty set 5 wide. Carroll rushes 5. Mikey steps up, got a man open. Ashby caught it, held on to the ball out of the 15-yard line, and a flag. That's going to be unnecessary roughness on a hit by John Carroll. Mason Ashby got smashed in the air when he caught that ball, but the former Hoover Viking receiver got right up. He is headed over to the sidelines to shake off those cobwebs. First down, Mount, and a big penalty coming afterwards.
Paid a fortune to get into that boom boom room. Oh my goodness. That was the biggest hit of the game, and it's going to go against John Carroll.
They're going to say that was a hit to the head. I don't know if we're going to see a replay. 7:32 to go third quarter. John Carroll, Mount Union. 7-7.
He's defenseless.
Yeah.
To start there.
Are they going to take a look at that?
I think they should.
I can't. I couldn't make out what the official said because his mic volume is so low.
Well, we got an official. We got a replay review in a regular season game down in where's that, Wilmington? We saw that.
Yeah, I think they're going to look at it down on the field. Again, I don't know how many more replays we will see, but it was close enough to a hit to the head that they are going to take a look at it. So a little timeout here with 7:32 to go in the third quarter. Mount Union and John Carroll are tied 7-7. Second quarter, North Central Illinois, Wisconsin Lacrosse. They are tied 7-7 in Naperville. Purple Raiders now, if they would win today, they would host the winner of, got it somewhere, that bracket sheet. I don't know what I did with it. We'll find it. So we'll see how long this review takes. 7-7 in the third. Sam Berkwin, Ryan Bevere with you, 1310 WDPN, Q92RadioSports.com. Good to be with you on this Saturday. And again, a big hello and shout out to all of you dialed in, listening in today on all of our social media platforms, on Q92 Radio YouTube channel, 1310 WDP on X, Twitter, and Facebook. If you're out there, drop us a comment, drop us a line, and let us know you're out there listening, and we'll give you a little shout-out today here on the broadcast.
Someone called you the GOAT, Sam. Check the chat.
Yeah. Well, your eyes are a lot better than mine, so whatever's on the chat, you can relay that to on the broadcast.
I can't even give a shout-out because I'm unable to – I can't scroll up. Or maybe I can, and I just haven't figured it out. But I know someone said that you are the Stark County GOAT. Josh says that. Josh calls you the GOAT, Sam.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know about that.
You're my GOAT.
Well, we will gather up the herd, if you will, and we will bring you Mount Union basketball this afternoon, 4 o'clock. Here on 1310 WDPN, the Purple Raiders at 7-0 will take on 5-1 Otterbein at the Mack Center. Join myself and Ryan here on WDPN for some college hoops later on this Saturday afternoon. Now, this kind of stuff here is what's going to throw us off if we keep having these long delays. We had a good little pace going, and now things have suddenly just crashed with 7:32 to go in the third quarter. Now, I get the whole replay thing. I get it, but you should have an answer by now. I mean, come on. It's been 4 minutes now.
How about this? Shout out Guy Willis listening from New Orleans.
Shout out to the Big Easy. Maybe a little crawfish Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Down at the Bayou. That sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah. Why not?
Again, send us your comments and say hello. Let us know you're out there. We'll give you a little shout out on the broadcast today if you're on X, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Always good to hear from our listeners and fans out there on football day, show day, basketball, whatever we got going. 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radio Sports.
Bill's in Houston. We are nationwide right now. Someone pops in from Ireland. We're worldwide.
There you go.
Phoenix. Shout out Phoenix. How about that?
All right.
We are in 3 to 4 different states right now.
All over, baby. Raider Nation.
And
here's the call. Of course, we can't hear it.
I think he's done. He's hanging his head. And
was there an ejection?
Yes, I believe it's going to go against.
So the call did stand for the 15-yard penalty. Now it was just a question of whether there was going to be an ejection, and I think there was one.
Ivory Travers. It's going to be number 1, Ivory
Yes, because
Travers.
Ivory is over here, and he knows his day is done, and they're trying to console him over here on the sideline. So there was an ejection after the hit to the head of Mason Ashby. Raiders ready to go as they turn the lights on. Sean Thomas over left guard, left tackle. He lost the ball. John Carroll's got it at the 5-yard line. Unbelievable.
What a way to pick up your guy as he's headed off. You really do got to feel bad for Ivory Travers. Seems like he really feels bad about his mistake on the field, but the players.
Well, the Purple Raiders, everybody had to stand around for about 6 minutes. In the very next snap, Mount Union fumbles the ball, and John Carroll picks it up, 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line. So 7:21 to go third quarter in a 7-7 game. And John Carroll, just like that, the momentum went from purple and black to navy blue and gold.
Mount Union now 0 of 3 in the red zone. That makes John Carroll's defense 3 of 3 in the red zone.
So the Blue Streaks 1st and 10 at their own 6. Septenfelder hands it off over the left side, tailback. A little crossbuck play out to the 9-yard line. That was Nemo Jenkins, who has not touched the ball a lot today. Matter of fact, I think that's only his 2nd carry of the afternoon. I got him for 1 carry, 3 yards in the first half. 6:55 third quarter, 7-7 tie. Mount Union, John Carroll here on this Saturday afternoon. 29 degrees and plenty of clouds and plenty of wind. Septenfelder to throw. Steps up, out pattern, caught. Progress will take that to the 14-yard line. Going to be short of the first down. Goldson on the catch for John Carroll. And run out of bounds over there by Costa Thrasavulu. And now let's see if the Purple Raider defense can get off the field. Evan Nelson checks in, the wide receiver out of Powell, Ohio. Olin Tangi on this play for Coach Jeff Behrman. This is a big play here. 3rd down and 2, John Carroll at their 14-yard line. 6:10 third quarter, we're tied at 7. Septenfelder is going to go under center. Motion to the right side, Septenfelder to throw. He's got a man over the left side, incomplete at the 41-yard line. They tried to get it to the wide receiver, Ty Montgomery, and Septenfelder just kind of overthrew him. Costa T was back there for Mount Union. Anderson was back there for the Raiders. And Mount's defense is going to get off the field, and John Carroll now will punt the football out of their own end zone. Wow. Missed opportunities by both teams today. Mason Ashby is back at his 42-yard line. We'll see if the young man can get something cooking on a punt return for Mount Union in this 7-7 tie. There's the boot. High. Ashby, fair catch as he has to go to the ground to scoop it. Mount Union will take over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. 5:53 to go third quarter in this 7-7 ball game. Let's check out some of the other scores in the sports world today. Of course, Ohio State, Indiana, they'll go for the Big Ten championship game at 8 o'clock tonight. Buckeye basketball against Northwestern, they'll tip that off at 2. Cavs and Warriors tonight in Cleveland at 7:30. Tons of college basketball today, just so much to even scroll through. College football, Western Michigan 16, Miami 6. That's at halftime at Ford Field. That's the MAC championship game. How about this? Halftime of the Big 12 championship, Texas Tech 13, BYU 7. 4 o'clock today, Georgia, Alabama. 8 o'clock tonight, Duke, Virginia. And, of course, 8:15 on Fox, Ohio State and Indiana.
Duke?
So I'll get you all caught up there.
Said Duke?
Said Duke.
ACC title game?
Yeah. Crazy how that came about. Thanks to SMU flopping out in California a weekend ago. The Duke Levels and the Cavaliers for the ACC title. 1st and 10, Purple Raiders. Mikey Maloney rolling left. Got a man. Caught Davion Grant of the John Carroll 37-yard line. What a grab by Davion. Gulf Coast. Naples, Florida went up in the air, high-pointed it, hauled it in, and got a first down.
We're officially worldwide, Sam. Shout out Melbourne, Australia, checking in.
All right.
Shout out to the John Carroll fans hanging out with us today in the chat.
Shout out to everybody. Little shrimp on the bobby today. 1st and 10, Purple Raiders at the John Carroll 37. Over the left side of the floor, that's Darnell. Darnell Williams cracks the 36 down to the John Carroll 35 for a gain of 2. And we'll call it 2nd down at 8 yards to go. Let's see here. Tackle Kenny Groblasek out of Brookside on the tackle for John Carroll. As we come up on 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, if you're just tuning in, hang out with us here now. I don't think you'd want to leave. 7-7, Purple Raiders and the Blue Streaks on WDPN, AM 1310. Wyatt Steele in motion. Darnell the tailback, Mikey to throw. Steps up, Mikey's going to run. He's in trouble, and they're going to get him at the 39-yard line. Second sack of the day for Hunter Knotts, number 98 for John Carroll.
Wyatt Steele made an impressive move on a linebacker, and he got some separation, and they could have connected for a touchdown. I just don't think Mikey Maloney had time to find him.
4:17 in the third quarter. And now Mount Union once again faced with a big third down possession play coming up at the John Carroll 39-yard line. Raiders 3rd and 12. The play clock is down to 5. 4 wide, Maloney in the gun. Mikey to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's in trouble. Now he's going to run. He's to the 40. Got tripped up and taken down at the 36-yard line.
Well, you're missing one of your blockers out there because Wyatt Steele checked out. So you go smaller.
Tackle for the Blue Streaks, 35. Adam McCoy out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the Purple Raiders now will send in the punt team. Michael Franklin going to try to pin the Blue Streaks deep inside their 20-yard line. 4th and 9, Mount at the John Carroll 36. This is probably the right play here.
Ask me what I would do.
You would go. I would punt. Franklin hangs it up in the air. It'll bounce at the 2. And the Raiders will knock it down at the John Carroll 4-yard line.
All right. If you told me that was the outcome, I would have taken
Special
punt.
teams play. Ethan Lack out of Naperville, Illinois, the senior for Mount Union, got down there on special teams and down that pigskin at the John Carroll 4-yard line. That's how you do it. 3:11 to go in the third quarter. Mount Union 7. John Carroll 7. Division III college football, baby. Alliance, Ohio. Almost the annual rite of early December. 1st and 10 for the Streak. Septenfelder is going to go back in the shotgun. Double tights. Motion by Montgomery. Septenfelder will hand the ball off. That's Newsom coming over the right side. He got to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain for Quincy Newsom. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Mount Union. Brandon Bowden defensively for the Purple Raiders. I believe he got a little help from Corey Gibson as the Mount Union defense comes up strong on a play there at 2nd down and 10, John Carroll.
Well, it's not where the Blue Streaks want to be. They only rushed the ball 7 times in the first half, so they want to try to throw the football, and you're backed up in your own end zone. It's kind of hard to do that.
Nolan Tanner now is going to shift tight to the left now for John Carroll. It's a double tight, H-back right, Septenfelder in the gun. He will play action, throw it deep out. It was deflected at the line of scrimmage by guess who? Caleb Brown.
He is a game wrecker. I mean, that when you hear game wrecker, that's Caleb Brown. He does everything. He rushes the quarterback. He's getting double teamed and somehow makes a tackle off of the edge to a running back that's going in between the center and the guard. I still don't understand how he was able to do that. Tipping a pass right there. The only thing he didn't do right there is tip it to himself and walk it into the end zone.
Big play for both teams. 3rd and 10, John Carroll at their own 4. See if the Raiders again can get off the field on 3rd down. Blue Streak's going to go trips to the left, H-back right, Septenfelder to throw. He steps up. He throws it deep out. It's caught, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Oh, my heavens. That's a catch. Golson got it, and he got just enough for the first down. Had to get to the 11. He got to the 11 and a half.
Good job by the Blue Streaks offensive line to allow that play to develop. A 15-yard comeback route to the sideline isn't exactly how you wanted to give up that 3rd down right there, but you got to credit JC's O-line right there.
We beg your pardon. He had to get to the 16-yard line. He got to the 16 and a half. First down, John Carroll. We're tied at 7. $1:48 to go, third quarter. Little delay handoff to Newsom. 25, 26. Newsom taken down at the 26-yard line. Got just enough for the first down, and they'll move the sticks again for John Carroll as we go deep into the third quarter now. 1:29 left. 7-7 ball game here in Alliance.
If they can start opening up the run game in the second half, or in the fourth quarter, I should say, because we're about there, Mount Union could be into some trouble, because it's not something that John Carroll's really tried to expose throughout the whole entire game until the last 2 drives.
Blue Streaks up to the line of the scrimmage. Twins to the right. Septenfelder in the gun. They're going to go toss left to Newsom. outside, out of bounds around the 30. Was that 21 or 31? That was 31 on the carry. That was Climack
And he's
out of Streetsboro.
He's shaking up a little bit. Check out this hit. He just took a bang.
A little wobbly coming back to the John Carroll huddle as we crack the 1 minute mark here in the third quarter. Mount Union 11-0. John Carroll 10-1. This the right to move on to the next round of the Division III college football playoffs. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, good to be with you on this Saturday afternoon. How about this game today? 7-7 between these old OAC rivals. Septenfelder back to throw it again. Steps up, left side, overshoots his man at the 40-yard line, incomplete. Coasted T on the coverage for Mount Union. That'll bring up third down.
Nice defensive play by Costa T. It was the throw was high, but Costa T might have nope, it was too high, not catchable, but you still got to play with it and stick with what's going on because Costa T is not checking where that football is. He's just wanting to make sure he makes contact with the wide receiver. Big third down play, time to strap up. Put your big boy pants on.
Third down and 8, John Carroll at their 28-yard line. Can the Raiders again work a little third down magic defensively? Septenfelder to throw, steps up in the pocket, got a man wide open. First down at the 44-yard line. Again, it's Golson. He has been the money man for the Blue Streaks here in the second half. Anderson on the tackle for Mount Union, but another John Carroll Blue Streak first down at the 45-yard line, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter at Carroll Stadium. John Carroll fans come to their feet, and the Mount Union fans on the other side a little bit nervous here as we go to the final 15 minutes. Your score, Mount Union 7, John Carroll 7. Playoff football returns on 1310 WDPN.
Do you or a loved one suffer with back pain? Most chronic back problems are caused by compression from the disc being thinner and thinner as we get older. At the Disc Center of Alliance, also known as Family Health Physical Medicine, all we have to do is put the patient on the table and decompress the spine. These treatments are so gentle, patients usually fall asleep. They don't have to go through the shots, surgeries, all the physical therapy, or painful and invasive procedures or drugs. If you have an MRI scan, we can look at it and tell you if we can help you or not. Seeing us can change your life. Give us a call, 330-821-4455.
Hey, this is Dirk Stratton from Stratton Chevrolet in Beloit, Ohio. My family has been servicing and selling Chevys since 1928. I want to invite you to visit us at Stratton Chevrolet, where you'll find a great selection of Chevy trucks, cars, and versatile SUVs. We pride ourselves in serving you beyond the sale. Customer satisfaction always has been and always will be our main goal. Come visit us at the corner of Route 14 and 534 in Beloit and at StrattonChevrolet.com. Stratton Chevrolet, your no-dock fee dealer, selling Chevys and making friends since 1928.
This is Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere back with you at Carroll Stadium at Mount Union. Buckle up, everybody. 15 minutes to go. Mount Union and John Carroll are tied at 7. That's right, 7-7. First and 10. Blue Streaks. Inside handoff, Climack. 45 gets a block 50. Takes it all the way down to the Mount Union 47-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds by Cooper and Costa T. That'll be a pickup of around 8. And we'll call it second down and 2.
Thank you.
Cohen Climack, the freshman out of Streetsboro. Paid attendance here today, 2,248, a little less than I thought was going to be here today. But nonetheless, the folks that are here are into it in this tie ball game. Climack coming around the left side again. He got to the Mount 47, and that's it. He may have lost a half a yard on the play.
I think he was losing control of the ball.
He was, because he was kind of messing with it up around his left shoulder pad, trying to get it tucked away.
Yeah.
And by the time he finally did, it was too late, and Gabe Gianelli brought him down.
I thought he was getting ready to throw it for a second, and then I realized he just had it on his shoulder. So that's probably why he lost a yard, because he couldn't corral it. But, man, another big one for Mount Union. We've seen them go down the field in these 7-minute drives before. You got to stop. Be a great time for it.
3rd down and 3. John Carroll with the Raider 47. Blue Streak's got the back split now. Septenfelder, a 3-step drop throw. He got a man wide open. Newsom caught it at the 50. Got to the 45. Got a first down to the Mount Union 43-yard line. Needed 3. They got 5. Renard and Cooper on the tackle, but a 1st and 10, but a penalty flag. I just saw the flag. Holding on John Carroll. Wow. Wow is right.
Oof. And then I didn't see it. I did not see a penalty on the field.
Here's the replay. Oh, yeah. Somebody from Mount Union just got tackled.
Yeah.
Tackled in the open field. You got to call that.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's kind of like going back to the Costa T penalty. You kind of have to do it. It just forced the official's hand to make the call, because if not, your quarterback's getting sacked.
I mean, that was a good call. I'll tell you if it's a bad call. That was a good call. John Carroll's almost lined up off sides over here. Look at Rawls, the tight end. Septenfelder back to throw. Over the head of the tight end, Rawls at the 48-yard line. Incomplete. Cooper helps him up and brings him to his feet. That'll bring up 4th down.
That's a number 1 rule for me. That's a no-no. Helping the other team. Let them get up on their own. This is a rivalry, Sam. I don't know if we knew that. But we can't be doing that. I don't like that one. You don't help up the opponent mid-game. No.
Ryan Bavira, the president of the Sportsmanship Committee, chiming in here on the broadcast. The views and opinions expressed on 1310 WDPN. There's the punt by Shuckert, hangs it up high. Ashby calling for the fair catch, got to go back and grab it, and Mason does back at the 16-yard line. So again, boy, how many times are you going to ask this Mount Union defense to continue to keep you in this thing? 13:03 left to go in the 4th quarter. It's a 7-7 standoff between the Purple Raiders and the Blue Streaks, and Mount will take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. How about a little drive here by Mount Union?
I'd love an 8-minute drive right now, ending in 7 points.
Don't forget, college hoops coming up today at 4. Mount Union, Otterbein, 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com. So let's take care of this one first. Purple Raiders ready to go. Mikey Maloney's going to roll left. He's going to throw a deep one way down the sideline for Grant. And it's incomplete. Really nice coverage over there by Nelson. Who is that for John Carroll? That's 22. Nice coverage down there by Niederst, the defensive back out of Elyria Catholic. He was step for step with Davion Grant, which is not easy to do. And Mikey just flung that baby. Incomplete. 2nd down 10. They tried for the home run there. Didn't get it. They'll come back here 2nd and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
And I think that may be what they have to do. They might have to go for a home run.
Trips left. Wide to the right is Cockrell. Grant now in motion left. Mikey to throw. Steps up. Slings it. Caught. Dropped at the 33-yard line. Cockrell almost was able to surround that ball and hold it, but he couldn't at the 32. Incomplete. And here we go again. 3rd and 10. Mount Union at their own 16-yard line. You get the feeling this thing is almost, and I'm not even going to say it, but destined for extra football today?
I mean, I don't know. That was a rocket thrown by Mikey Maloney. Tough to hang on to that one. That looked like a Roldis Chapman's fastball. I get what you're saying, though. I think Mount Union's destined to win, though.
3rd and 10 for the Raiders. Mikey to throw. Maloney steps. Mikey throws way out of bounds and incomplete. He was trying to hit Ashby, and there was 2 white jerseys over there. Maloney made sure it hit the track as it went way out of bounds, incomplete. And now it's the John Carroll defense that steps up and makes another play. And the Purple Raiders now will punt the football away. Now, the good news is Mike Franklin has got a pretty substantial wind at his back as he tries to put his foot to the ball. There's the snap. There's the punt. Wobbler. He should get a good bounce, and he will. Inside the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30. Let it roll. Let it roll.
Whoa,
and they'll down it at the John Carroll 27-yard line. That is how you tilt field position right there. Thank you, synthetic turf.
Out of his own end zone. Wow. That was off the foot. It didn't look like the best punt, but after it took a Mount Union Raider bounce, it's starting to look like a really good one. The defense is going to have to win the game.
Defense might have to score. Where's Lou Berry when you need him?
Yeah, right.
7-7, 12:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Mount Union, John Carroll just getting after each other today. Tanner in motion. He'll set H back to the left. Septenfelder in the gun. Raiders will put 5 on the defensive line. Play action. Septenfelder to throw. He's got a man wide open. Caught. Guess who? Rawls to the 35-yard line. A gain of 8. Cooper brings him down. 2nd down and 2. 12-12 left to go in the fourth quarter of this 7-7 game. 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, and all across our social media platforms. Sam Burke and Ryan Bevere, welcome to the Saturday Slugfest at Carroll Stadium. Blue Streaks going right to left from their own 35-yard line. We're tied at 7. Climac in motion to the right. He'll come back left. Septenfelder gets the snap. He'll fake it. He'll throw it. Climax got it. Coast to T, and Caleb Brown bring him down at the 36-yard line. A lot of action there. Only a gain of 1. 3rd down and short for the Blue Streaks. 11:29 to go. Clock runs in the fourth quarter of play.
Interesting right here. Interesting. I only got a yard off of that one. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Montgomery's going to go wide to the right. Tanner now will motion to the left. He'll set tight to the right. Everybody bunched in here on a 3rd down and 1. Montgomery in motion. Septenfelder in the shotgun. They'll give it to Quincy Newsome. Got the first down to the John Carroll 40-yard line.
Yeah, everyone was bunched up except for Mount Union. They had too many guys, I think, in the secondary. There were no receivers lined up outside of the tight ends. A clear run, but I guess if you're trying to protect the 7-7 tie, the last thing you need is some trickery from JC to go to the end zone on that play.
Blue Streaks break the huddle, and Montgomery will go wide to the right. Golson left. Keep your eye on number 2 in white down here. Tanner in a slot. Raiders look like they might blitz. Tanner now goes in motion. Septenfelder play action. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Septenfelder, not really a runner. He will just chug it out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So he'll get 1 yard on the play. 10:24 left to go in the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, it has been tight all day. Mount Union, John Carroll, 7-7 here at Carroll Stadium in Alliance, Ohio.
Charles Rice just picked up a nice block on that last play, and now he's out onto the sideline, so he paid the price for it.
Overcast skies, 29 degrees, 15, 18-mile-an-hour winds all day. Lights are on at the stadium. John Carroll 2nd and 10 at their 40. Septenfelder in the gun. He'll go back to throw. He steps. He throws. It's caught. First down, John Carroll. No, gain of 9. Rawls again on the catch.
It's that 10, 12-yard middle of the field, whether it's an in or a slant route. It's been there all afternoon.
It's like they just ask him to go down 8-10 yards in the middle, sit down, and hope that the quarterback finds him. 3rd and 1 for the Streaks at their own 49, going right to left in the 7-7 tie. 9-10 left to go in the game. Inside handoff. First down, Blue Streaks. That was Nemo Jenkins carrying the ball down to the Mount Union 47-yard line. They needed 2. They got a little more than that. First down, John Carroll. 8:52 left to go in the fourth quarter. Stick around.
I don't think anyone's going anywhere.
Oh, man. You can just feel it now, the tension, the drama. It's all, every snap, it just gets a little bit more. 1st and 10, John Carroll at the Raider 48-yard line. Septenfelder gives it to Nemo Jenkins. He breaks a tackle. He'll be taken down at the Mountain 45. Weston Arthur was there for the Raiders. Ricky Levac and Parker Logan made the play for Coach Dart's Mount Union Purple Raiders.
One thing you're flirting with is John Carroll is almost in field goal range, and Mount Union's 0 for 2 on field goals today. So John Carroll will absolutely take a 3-point lead if they're given the opportunity.
Now remember now, they're going into a stiff wind at this end of the field. So that is one thing that Mount's got in their pocket. 2nd and 7, John Carroll at the Raider 45-yard line. Twins left, right, back to throw. Seppenfelder pump fake. That's a wobbler, but he's got a man wide open. But the receiver slips and falls at the 12. Tyron Montgomery was wide open.
2 times in this game, one on the left side and now one on the right side, and I believe 2 different receivers. The quarterback the wide receiver had him beat into the end zone, and they could not convert. That's twice John Carroll should have had 6, and they got nothing. And it's not even because of Mount Union's outstanding defense. That was just a miscue by the quarterback and receiver.
Purple Raiders dodged a bullet there. John Carroll, 3rd and 7 now at the Mount Union 45-yard line. 7-7 in the 4th quarter. 7:48 to go. Streaks, trips to the right. Seppenfelder to throw. Blitz is on. He fires it. He hangs it up. It's out there. It's incomplete at the 30-yard line. Anderson on the coverage for Mount Union. And Caleb Brown almost got himself another sack.
I'm not going to need that chair the rest of the afternoon, Sam.
7:43 to go. The punt team comes on for the Blue Streaks. Again, they'll punt into the wind. Shuckert back at his 40. Mason Ashby will retreat to the Mount Union 12. We need some field position. Shuckert back at his 40, awaiting the snap in this 7-7 tie. There's the boot. Boy, he crushed it. Let that thing go. It'll bounce, and it'll kick up and go out of bounds. We're looking for field position. We certainly won't get it there as the ball goes out at the Mount Union 7-yard line. 1st and 10 Purple Raiders with 7:35 left to go in the game. We're tied at 7. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com. I'm telling you, I've been thinking overtime since about 4 minutes into the second half.
It's a great time to go 93 yards, that's for sure. But another thing you got to worry about is if you don't score here, how much time are you giving John Carroll?
Yep. Well, and you better take care of the ball, too. 1st and 10 Raiders from their own 7. Mikey Maloney, it's an inside handoff. That is Darnell Williams. He'll take it across the 11 to the 12. A little breathing room for Mount Union. That's a gain of 6. We'll call it 2nd down and 4. 7:15 to go in the 4th quarter. We're all tied at 7. Harris Stadium and Alliance, Division III college football round 3 playoffs. Mount scored on their first snap of the game, 85-yard pass to take a 7-0 lead. John Carroll would answer much later on, and we've been stuck at 7. There's a handoff over the left side to Darnell Williams. He'll be taken down at the 13-yard line. No gain on the play. And another 3rd down possession play coming up for both these teams as we're under 6:40 left in the 4th quarter. Let's see what Coach Dart comes up with now on this offensive snap, which is another big one. You can hear the John Carroll fans below with the chant of defense. Purple Raiders now, 3rd and 4 at their own 13-yard line. 6:20, clock runs to the 4th. Ashby in motion. In the shotgun, Mikey Maloney. Mikey back to throw. Steps, fires, caught! Cockrell, 1st down Raiders at the 30-yard line. They got 17 yards. They're going to mark them down to the 28. 15 yards. We'll take it. 1st down, Purple Raiders, as Maloney put some mustard on that one, and Cockrell caught it and got out of bounds.
Sammy B's on his feet, everybody. This is actually a good opportunity, a good spot for Mount Union, because as soon as you cross that midfield, now time is your friend. Now you're not really worried so much about giving John Carroll the football back, but you got to get to midfield.
Purple Raiders now with 4 wide receivers. Motion to the near side, Turner. Nicky's going to get the ball in the flat. Here we go, 30-35. Turner to the 40. Nick Turner to the 44. Turner breaks a tackle at the 45 and goes out of bounds at the Mount Union 47-yard line. 19 yards on the play, 1st and 10.
Now the pressure's on the Blue Streaks. Now the pressure's on John Carroll because it's a tie ball game. You're looking at 5:26 to go in the 4th quarter, and Mount Union's at midfield. Another 20 yards, and they could literally just start running the football.
5:15 to go in the game. We're in a rhythm now. Not a hurry, but a rhythm. 7-7 our score. Mount John Carroll. Fourth quarter, 1st and 10 Raiders at their own 47. Turner in motion, left, back to the right. Maloney to throw. Mikey gets a draw to Darnell. Williams to the 45. Darnell Williams will be taken down at the 49-yard line for a gain of 2. 4:50 clock runs in the fourth quarter of play. Tackle for the Blue Streaks. That was by Mason Russ out of Kirtland, the senior linebacker for John Carroll.
I think you're now at that point where everything is slowed down. The opposite of hurry up. You just want to take everything down, and again, that clock's your friend now at 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Second down and 8 Purple Raiders at their own 49-yard line. 7-7 tie. Mount going to go 4 wide. Maloney to throw. Mikey steps up. He's in trouble. Gets out of it. Steps up again. They'll get him at the 45-yard line.
Now it's not so much a friend. You really needed to go forward. The last thing you needed there was to go backward.
Loss on the play all the way back to the Mount Union 44. Here comes the John Carroll crowd.
And shout out to them, man. Really making this fun.
3:50 to go in the fourth. Clock running. Mount Union, 3rd and 13 at their own 44-yard line in a 7-7 tie.
Press coverage on Cockrell right here.
Ashby in motion. Mikey Maloney to throw. Steps up in the pocket, fakes it, pumps it, runs it. Maloney is going to get to the 50, and that's it. He is taken down by Travers, rather, the linebacker. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's Travers. Number 0 on the stop. And John Carroll has forced a Mount Union punt with 3:15 to go in the game. And Mike Franklin now needs a boomer. He should hit this at around his 37-yard line. Again, the wind at his back, spiraling punt. And it's going to bounce at the 5 and checks up, and the Raiders are going to down it at the 2-yard line. Oh, baby, what a play. And it was Darnell Williams on special teams down that ball at the John Carroll 1-yard line with 2:53 left to go. How about Franklin with the punt? And look at Darnell Williams had the presence of mind to keep his feet out of the end zone, downed it at the 1. 1st and 99 for John Carroll in a 7-7 tie.
He is down. Darnell Williams is down. But 2:53 to go. Backed up so far at the 1-yard line. Mount Union's got a good opportunity, 3 and out, to have perfect field position to try to put him away if they can make a stop right here.
Now the focus is on Darnell Williams because the effort that he put into keeping that ball in bounds, you wonder if he maybe did something to his knee or ankle as he tried to. He's not putting much weight at all on that left leg.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He's walking on his left forefront of his foot. He's not even putting any pressure on his heel as they will address Darnell's situation over on the Mount Union sideline.
Well, Darnell might have just saved the season for Mount Union. An excellent spot for Mount Union. This is perfect. This is exactly what you want.
2:53 to go in the game. Here comes the Mount crowd. Here comes the John Carroll crowd. 7-7, the Blue Streaks, 1st and 10 at their 1-yard line. Septenfelder is 5 yards deep in his end zone. Motion to the near side. 1st and 10. Inside handoff. That's going to go out to about the 3. Not much happening for the tailback. That was Jenkins, picked up 2 over the right side. We'll call it, I'm going to give him almost 4.
Who's going to be
out to the 5-yard line? They will spot it at the 5. So officially, 2nd down and 6, John Carroll. 2:28 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 7-7 tie.
Who's going to be the legend that steps up?
Well, at this point, I'll just take a safety.
Yeah.
And then you get the ball. But 2nd and 6, John Carroll with their own 5 in a 7-7 game. 2:15 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Septenfelder in the gun. It's going to be a fake. It's going to be a throw to Montgomery. He's got the first down and more. 10-15 and out of bounds. Across the 20 to the 21. They let him out of the end zone. 16 yards, and a first down.
Wow.
Hey, that's a great play call. That's a great play call, and that will take us to the 2-minute timeout here in Alliance. You want drama? We got you. 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. This for the right to move on to the fourth round of the NCAA College Football Playoffs. It's Mount Union 7, John Carroll 7. Purple Raider football continues after the timeout on 1310 WDPN.
Hey, Joe. Good to see you. What brings you out today?
What's up, Sam? Need to pick up a few tools. You?
I need new faucets and a vanity, maybe even a whole new bathroom. But I can't get any help or find what I need in this place.
Yeah, Sam. These big hardware stores are great for tools and appliances, but not for kitchens and bathrooms. You need to go to Robertson's for that. Robertson Kitchen and Bath Gallery is an American Standard Plumbing Registered showroom, and their knowledgeable consultants have the training and expertise to actually help you get what you need without breaking your budget.
Visit Robertson Kitchen and Bath this Thursday evening until 7 at 2155 West Main Street in the Alliance Industrial Park. Robertson Kitchen and Bath, where amazing meets affordable.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
Here we go, back at the University of Mount Union, Cara Stadium. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere, 2 minutes to go. John Carroll, 1st and 10 at their own 21. Back to throw. Septenfelder fires it. Almost intercepted by Weston Arthur at the 35-yard line. And more importantly, Caleb Brown almost got in there for a sack.
And if he would have got the sack, it would have probably been a fumble because he was right there as the quarterback was winding up the throw. That's what you need if you're Mount Union. A strip sack fumble recovery by Caleb Brown.
1:55 to go in the ball game.
They'll paint a mural in the hallway here in the press box if he does.
Septenfelder to the Blue Streak, 2nd and 10 at their own 21-yard line, going into the wind, right to left in a 7-7 tie. Motion by Rawls, Septenfelder to throw. Here comes the blitz, pass, caught. Golson's got it. First down, John Carroll at the 35-yard line. 1:47 left to go. Golson has been the money man at wide receiver along with Rawls today. For John Carroll, Rawls went down. He is out now, being looked at on the sideline. Looking at his right leg. 1:35 to go, clock running. We could be headed for overtime. It's a 7-7 standoff here at Alliance. 1st and 10, John Carroll at their own 35-yard line.
I think Rawls is okay.
Twins to the right, wide to the left, Septenfelder to throw. Septenfelder steps up in the pocket, over the middle, incomplete, almost picked off. Everhart with the coverage, and Adelman very close to coming up with an oh-my-goodness interception.
Yeah, first time today that ball over the middle wasn't caught for 15 yards. And credit Gavin Earhart for the reasoning.
1:17 to go in the fourth. 2nd down and 10, John Carroll at their own 35-yard line. They're going to go with Golson to the left. Montgomery wide to the right. Rawls, who is checked back in tight to the right. Tanner to the left. Double tight end. Septenfelder in the gun on a 2nd and 10. John Carroll at their 35. Septenfelder back to throw. Wobbler. Caught. Golson, first down at the Mount Union 49-yard line. 1:12 left to go in the game. Golson again coming up big for the Blue Streaks and a first down. Boy, that was an NFL catch. He kept both in.
Yeah, and it's just those – I can't believe they're getting those 15-yard comeback routes. It takes so long to develop, and this defensive line is being so good for Mount Union. I just can't believe they keep getting it.
Septenfelder and the Blue Streaks, 1st and 10 at the Mount 49. $1:12 left to go in this game, and it's a 7-7 square. Golson to the left, Septenfelder to throw. They're going to blitz him. Caleb Brown got him! Back at the 38-yard line, 42-yard line. That's a sack for number 7 for the Purple Raiders, Caleb Brown. Man, that's sack number 30 in his 47th career tackle for loss. Timeout with 1:01 to go. 2nd and 18, timeout, John Carroll.
He's turning into a Purple Raiders savior. Caleb Brown, I mean, my Lord. Came out of nowhere. And then almost, I think he had to get him twice. The quarterback was getting out of it. And Caleb Brown had to get him again. 1:01 to go, Sam. 7-7 ball game. Man, it just feels like it's right there for John Carroll, but they just can't quite get past Mount Union. Now, Mount Union's only scored 1 touchdown, so is John Carroll. So, man, I mean, a defensive slugfest today. And looking at the D3 scoreboard, it looks like this is the best one you're going to get. North Central, last time I checked, 28-7. Over Wisconsin Lacrosse. Barry's beating Trinity 28-15. Johns Hopkins 38, Salisbury 13.
Would you say that North Central score was?
28-7.
In favor of?
North Central.
All right, 1:01 to go here. John Carroll, 2nd and 18 at their own 43-yard line. Blue Streaks going right left into the wind. We're tied at 7, 4th quarter of play. Can the Raiders make a couple of big stops? Septenfelder to throw. He steps up in the pocket. Wobbler caught. Inside the Mount Union 45 to the 43. Montgomery with the catch. Timeout. Blue Streaks with 52 seconds left to go. Boy, the passes have not been pretty, but they're getting where they need to go. Timeout, John Carroll.
It really hurts to go from 2nd and 18 to now 3rd and 4 in Mount Union's territory. I mean, John Carroll's really 5 yards away from at least giving a legitimate chance at a game-winning kick. They'll take it if there's an opportunity and no time left on the scoreboard. Realistically, they probably want to get another 15 yards to be comfortable with it. But now look at the wind.
Yeah.
Check the wind out. It's now going that way. It's going towards the way that John Carroll wants it to go. It's swirling towards, what do we want to call this side of the end zone? Towards State Street. Now, actually, however, if you look at this side, yeah, the wind's just gusting all over the place.
52 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter. If you're dialed in, don't leave now. 7-7, 3rd and 4. John Carroll at the Mount Union 43. Twins left, slot right. Septenfelder in the gun. John Carroll going right to left. Septenfelder back to throw. Here comes Caleb. Pass is caught. First down, John Carroll. Montgomery. Arthur with the catch. Blue Streaks hurrying up now at the Mount Union 35. Remember, John Carroll only has 1 timeout left. They'll spike it. And a flag has been thrown. I don't think John Carroll was set before they spiked that ball.
Oh, my
It's a big
Lord.
5-yard penalty.
So
if it stands with 45 seconds to go in the game in a 7-7 standoff, I think that's going to be the call. I'm not 100% sure.
Or was the flag on the field before they spiked it? Was it on the previous play?
No, I think it was for that snap there. I don't think John Carroll was set before they went up to snap it and ground the ball.
Wow, it is going to go against John Carroll. Wow, 5 yards.
So 5-yard penalty on John Carroll. I actually saw the offside signal by the referee. So with 45 seconds left to go, that's a 10-second runoff too. So now the clock's at 35 seconds. 1st and 15, John Carroll at the Mount 40.
Need a sack, Mount.
7-7. The official says run the clock. Septenfelder to throw. He's rolling to the right. He's rolling. He fires incomplete. Keenan Cruz was coming after the quarterback. That'll stop the clock with 27 seconds to go. 7-7 tie.
You can't comfortably give up another yard. I mean, you just can't. As of right now, sure, it's a 57-yard field goal, and it's probably not doable.
No.
You give up another 5 to 10 yards, that turns into a 47-yard field goal, absolutely doable.
I think if you're John Carroll, if you want a legit shot, you got to get to the Mount Union 25.
So you're looking at another 15 yards from here.
That's a 42-yard attempt there. John Carroll, they're not going to get the ball off. They couldn't get set.
Whoa.
And did they get a timeout before the penalty? They did. They were just, everybody was running around. And all of a sudden, the play clock's at 3, it's at 2, it's at 1, and they had to call the timeout. And now the Blue Streaks are out of timeouts with 27 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 27 seconds left to go in regulation. John Carroll, Mount Union are tied at 7. Here in Alliance, Division III, round 3.
Starting to turn into one of those "Where were you December 6, 2025 moments. That's what it's starting to feel like.
This thing has had a lot of twists and turns for only 14 points combined between both these teams today. John Carroll 10-1, Mount Union 11-0.
Think about it. Just think Mount Union scored on their first play of scrimmage.
And nothing since. Mount Union scored at about 12:10 this afternoon. It is now 2:30. John Carroll 2nd and 15 at the Raider 40. Blue Streaks going right to left, 3 wide. Seppenfelder to go. He'll step up in the pocket. He's going to run. Raiders are going to get him at the 35-yard line. And remember, John Carroll cannot stop the clock. They're up to the line of scrimmage 15, 14, 13, 12. Everybody on side. They spike the ball.
This might have to be the kick. They might have to kick it here, Sam. There's only 10 seconds left. Do you have enough time to run the ball and then go up for a spike?
Well, it's 4th down now. So
yeah, good point.
So it's 4th and 9, John Carroll at the Mount Union 34.
They're not even trying it. They're keeping the offense
This is a
out.
51-yard field goal if they would try it. But again, into this win, I don't think you even try that. So with 10 seconds left to go, John Carroll will go 4th and 9 at the Mount Union 34. We're tied at 7. Need a stop by the defense here. Tanner in motion to the left. Seppenfelder to throw. He pumps, he fakes. He's going to roll to the left. He's being pressured. He fires. Jenkins has got it. Nemo Jenkins is going to be shoved out of bounds at the 35, 37. He is way short of the first down. And with 2 seconds left to go in regulation, Mount Union will take over 1st and 10, and we are assuredly headed for overtime.
Man, Mount Union, the way they acted, I had to double-check the scoreboard to make sure that wasn't just 3rd down because there was no celebrating. They're ready to go into the overtime. Apparently, there's not going to be a sack credited or in the stat sheet to Caleb Brown, but he was the guy chasing after the quarterback. You don't check it down on 4th down at the line of scrimmage unless you're being hurried, and that's exactly what happened. Here we go, baby. Overtime, Sam. Extra football.
Extra football. Who wants to go over to the Mac Center and set our equipment up for the basketball game at 4 o'clock? Can you believe this?
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I can.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law, again, hanging over. Overtime is coming up at Carroll Stadium at the University of Mount Union. John Carroll 7, Mount Union 7. The rivalry won't die. Overtime is coming up on 1310 WDPN.
Craving something fresh in Alliance? Head to Pulp, where every day starts with in-house fresh squeezed juices, packed with real fruits and veggies. Need a boost? Try our wheatgrass or ginger shots. Small shots, big energy. Hungry? We've got you covered with crave-worthy bowls and wraps, loaded with flavor and made fresh just for you. Come visit us on 450 West State Street in Alliance. Healthy never tasted this good. Fresh flavors made just for you.
When man's best friend chases the family cat through the window screen, you need a rapid repair from Bonfort Glass. In warmer weather, accidents can happen. When a hole in your window or door screen is keeping you from enjoying the fresh air, take that torn screen to Bonfort's for a speedy, expert repair. You think of Bonfort's for glass repair, but don't forget, they can take care of just about any problem you may have with a window or door, including screens. If your screens are old, worn, corroded, or torn, bring them into Bonfort Glass and Alliance. Replace those shabby old screens with new aluminum or fiberglass ones that will wear better and last longer. Bonfort's experts give you the quality you can depend on and service that's unsurpassed. So even if your best pal chased the cat through the window screen, just take it to Bonfort's for a rapid repair. For all your glass and window needs, rely on Bonfort Glass, 30 South Union Avenue in Alliance.
This is Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
We are getting set for overtime in Alliance. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere, AM 1310 WDPN, Q92 Radiosports.com. How about this? John Carroll and Mount Union. 60 minutes, not enough. 7-7 will go to overtime. The captains and the officials now are meeting at midfield, so everybody gets the rules and regulations for the overtime. What a game this has been in Alliance. 7-7 as we get ready for overtime. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere. A wild one here today at Mount Union. And we're not done yet.
No.
We've got
going all day.
We've got at least one overtime to go.
We've got at least 5 more quarters of broadcasting left today. Let's go, baby. This is, believe it or not, my first ever Mount Union John Carroll game is right here, right now.
So the Purple Raiders today, who went with the all-black jerseys, pants, purple helmets, white numbers and letters. John Carroll, the traditional away white jerseys, gold pants, gold helmets, navy blue numbers and letters trimmed in the gold. 4 quarters not enough. We go to overtime. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 1310 WDPN, Q92, Radiosports.com, all of our social media platforms. 1310 WDPN X, Twitter, Facebook, Q92 Radio, YouTube. Let us know you're out there. Drop your comments while you're listening to the broadcast today. All right, John Carroll won the coin toss. They elect to go on defense. Mount Union will start with the ball. 1st and 10 at the John Carroll 25-yard line. Again, no clock in overtime. Each team will have a possession, and we'll go from there. Mikey Maloney back to throw for the Raiders. Mikey's going to step up and run, and they're going to sack him back at the 27-yard line.
Mount Union
Timmons on the tackle for John Carroll out of Bethel Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's a loss of 2, 2nd down and 12. Now the ball back at the John Carroll 27. Purple Raiders, the one thing here now, they do have the wind at their back, but again, they're 0 for 2 on field goals today.
And they're also 0 for the game in John Carroll territory.
A lot of missed opportunities today for Mount Union on offense. Trips to the left. They'll break out of it and send Turner to the right. Cockrell down here to the boundary side. Mikey Maloney back to throw. He'll throw. It's caught. He is drilled at the 20-yard line. Huge tackle by Adam LeCarte out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Bell Vernon area high school. That was a pickup of around 6. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Purple Raiders. We're in overtime. 7-7. Mount Union and John Carroll. Ball on the far left hash at the Blue Streak 20. Purple Raiders taking a long time now getting this play in. They look confused. They're getting up to the line. The play clock is at 5. Turner in motion with 2. They snap it. Maloney to throw. Mikey throws it for steal. Incomplete in the end zone.
Triple coverage.
Triple coverage. You know, somehow that ball almost got in there.
Yeah, it did, but I mean, I didn't see. You're right. They seemed confused on that play. They do have a timeout to use in overtime. Could have elected to use it, but and that you're right. That was yes.
All right, Mount Union is going to try for the field goal there. 0 for 2 today. This the wind at the back of Yvonne Maurich. Michael Franklin will hold it at the John Carroll 28. This will be a 38-yard field goal, and they need it on the left hash. This to give Mount Union the lead. Snap spot. Blocked. Holy smokes. That is the 3rd missed field goal of the day. 2 were missed. That one was blocked. And now John Carroll has a chance to win it in overtime as they'll have the ball 1st and 10 at the Mount Union 25-yard line.
All they needed is a field goal, too. It was a low snap. Man, oh, man. Missing 3 field goals. You're 0 for 3 in the red zone. Not to mention, now you're 0 for 4 in the red zone. Man, oh, man.
So now, what do? You ask the defense to keep you in the ballgame. And let's see if they can do it again. John Carroll 1st and 10 at the Mount Union 25-yard line. Some nervous folks inside Cara Stadium right now. John Carroll on the far left hack. Septenfelder will hand it off. Up the middle, Nemo Jenkins to the 20. Jenkins is taken down at the Mount Union 19-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on the play. And with the wind at the back of John Carroll now, they don't need much more as far as yardage is concerned. Colin Schuler, their junior kicker, 6'3", 190 out of New Albany, has got the leg.
Yeah, this is a chip shot field goal from here.
Mount Union backs against the wall. We're in overtime, tied at 7. Purple Raiders missed a field goal. Blue Streaks now have a 2nd and 5 at the Mount Union 20. Tanner in motion to the left. Golson, the wide receiver, to the right. Montgomery now goes in motion. Septenfelder in the gun. 2nd and 5, Blue Streaks. It's a handoff to Jenkins around the 20. He got a block to the 15, stiff arm to the 10, and Nemo Jenkins is out of bounds at the Mount Union 9-yard line. 1st and goal, John Carroll, and things are not looking good right now for Mount Union.
And now you got to make a play. Someone's gonna have to step up and take the ball away, or force the 4th down and do what they did and block their field goal. That's what it comes down to right now, because it's a PAT at this point. Man, oh man.
Purple Raider defense, got to keep them out here. Got to keep them out. 1st and goal, Blue Streaks at the Mount Union 9. 7-7, we're in overtime in Alliance. Offset eye for John Carroll. Septenfelder gives it to Jenkins. Taken down at the 10-yard line. That's a loss of a yard on the play. That's a big tackle by Everhart for Mount Union. I think Gabe Gianelli was in there too. Officially, that will be a loss of 1. 2nd and goal now, Blue Streaks from the Mount Union 10-yard line.
There's no kicker even practicing field goals right now.
It's a little odd, don't you think?
Yeah, nobody's even warming up.
You would at least want to get your leg warm, just in case.
Right.
John Carroll, 2nd and goal at the Mount Union 10. We're in overtime. We're tied at 7. Jenkins now behind his quarterback, Septenfelder. Now he'll go in motion to the left side. It's going to be a comeback toss to Montgomery. He's to the 15 to the 10. Montgomery to the 5. Ty Montgomery to the 2. He picked up 8 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and goal from just outside the Mount Union 1-yard line. They went with a little trickery, a little end-around comeback on the...
Almost like that was a design dagger play.
Yep.
We created this play for this moment.
And now, if the Mount Union defense was ever going to step up and make a play, you might need 1 here, you might need 2. John Carroll, 3rd and goal, just outside the Mount Union 1-yard line. It's 7-7. We're in overtime, and the Blue Streaks are on the verge. Can the Raiders shut them down? Backs are split. Tanner in motion. Shotgun snap. Septenfelder play action. Pass got blocked by Arthur at the line of scrimmage. And it's 4th and 1, and the field goal unit will come on for John Carroll. And I don't know what the heck they're trying to do there. But Weston Arthur deflected the pass at the line of scrimmage. And now it's all on the foot of Colin Schuler out of Westerville, Ohio. This is going to be an 18-yard field goal attempt. Timeout has been called.
I think
timeout on the field.
I think he just missed the practice kick. He pushed it right. And this is the shortest kick of his life, though. Colin Schuler, you can't.
This is shorter
than a PAT.
Than an extra point.
Yeah, you can't get a closer look at it than right here, which actually, that might even favor Mount Union.
Well, the ball is on the far right hash, so it is at a pretty distinct angle when you're this close in. The ball is just outside the Mount 1-yard line.
I think Mount's upset that he got that practice kickoff because it was well after the whistle, but he did push it to the right.
Here we go. They will put the ball down at the 8. This is an 18-yard field goal attempt. Schuckert, the punter, will hold Schuler for the field goal. 7-7 in overtime. If John Carroll makes it, the game is over. Here's the snap, the spot. Schuler's field goal hit the crossbar! He missed it from 18 yards away! You have got to be kidding me!
Oh my goodness.
He shanked it off the upright, and we will go to another overtime at Terrace Stadium in Mount Union.
Wow, and the students right here, Sam, they got to keep their cool. They just punted one of the pylons onto the field.
It's okay. It's all right. We're going to a second overtime. Boy, you know, when stuff like that happens, you start to think maybe it's just in the cards for the Purple Raiders to survive and move on. John Carroll, a gimme field goal from 18 yards, and he doinked it.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
And you know what? That angle came into play.
Yeah, I told you that's the shortest kick he's ever tried to make, and he's doing it from the right hash. That is, I mean, the hash marks in college are a lot different than the NFL. In pro ball, that's an easy chip shot field goal because of how close the hash marks are to midfield. That's not an easy kick. You ever try to kick a field goal in college football, 25? Not an easy thing to do.
So now we will go to the other end of the field, maybe, or the officials are saying maybe. No, they want them to come back down here to the other end of the field.
Wow.
So now there's a discussion as we get ready for the second overtime. 7-7, Mount Union and John Carroll. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere. Folks, this has been absolutely ridiculous. 7-7, we're going to a second overtime, and Mount Union was an upright away from going home in the third round. And John Carroll's just got to be, they can't believe it.
All the students ran from this end zone to the other end zone.
Now they're
all running back because they want to get in the action. Man, this is fun.
So don't forget now, alternating possessions, John Carroll will start the second overtime with the ball, 1st and 10, at the Mount Union 25. All right, all the students have safely made it back to this end of the field.
They're still coming, Sam.
John Carroll, 1st and 10 at the 25. Septenfelder will hand it off. That's Nemu Jenkins. He'll squeeze his way down to the 22-yard line, and he's taken down by Renard. That's a gain of 3. We'll call it 2nd down and 7. 1310 WDPN, Q92RadioSports.com. Having fun? 7-7, second overtime, Mount Union, John Carroll.
And he's still not taking any practice kicks. Colin Schuler more than likely is going to be needed again here in a couple minutes, and he's still not taking any practice kicks. I've never seen that before.
Second down and 7 for John Carroll at the Mount Union 22. We're in the second overtime. Ty Montgomery goes in motion. He'll go back to the left side. Septenfelder in the gun. They'll give it to Jenkins. Damo Jenkins is going to get to the 22 and down at the 22-yard line. Parker, Logan, Weston, Arthur on the tackle for Mount Union. It's 3rd and 7. And now what's going through the mind of the kicker? He might have to come in here again and try a little further one after he just missed one from 18 yards a couple of minutes ago.
You have to try to put the pressure on Mount Union because no doubt pressure will be on Mount Union if they were to put at least 3 points up on the board here.
Purple Raider fans come to their feet. Students are already on their feet in the end zone to our right. We're in the second overtime, 7-7, 3rd and 7, John Carroll at the Purple Raider 22. Blue Streak's going to go trips right, Septenfelder to throw. Septenfelder looks, he fires deep right side, got a man, incomplete at the 9-yard line. Anderson knocks the ball away. And John Carroll will send the field goal unit on. The second try coming up for Colin Schuler, who just missed one from 18 yards. This one will be from 39 yards. This one is on the far left hash. Schuckert will hold it at the 29, the wind at the back of the John Carroll kicker. 7-7, second overtime. Snap spot. Kick is on the way. It's up. It's good. John Carroll takes the lead in overtime on a 39-yard field goal by Colin Schuler.
Well, the pressure is on, but there's only one thing to do in a time like this. Just go down and get 6 points, and let's be done with it.
So John Carroll, 10, Mount Union 7, as the Purple Raiders now will come out for their possession in overtime. It was 7-7 after overtime, or after regulation. 7-7 after the first overtime. Now Mount will get the ball for the first time in the second OT. Their possession will go 1st and 10 at the John Carroll 25-yard line. Again, the wind at their back, just in case. Purple Raiders 1st and 10. Everybody on their feet at Carroll Stadium here in Alliance, Ohio. What a hell of a football game this has been. Mikey Maloney will go back and hand it off to Sean, and he will be tackled. Sean Thomas, flag thrown.
Maybe a face mask, Sam.
Mount Union clapping. You may be right, Ryan Bevere. This could be a face mask as Sean Thomas was trying to wiggle away. He got down to the 24. It was taken down, and then the penalty flag was thrown. Here's the call by the referee. Personal foul, face mask on John Carroll. That is a whopper of a penalty. Wow. And we'll take the football down to the Blue Streak 12-yard line. Let's see if we can see the face mask here.
I didn't see a face mask, Sam. I was just guessing. I didn't see a hold, so it's the only thing that made sense. But looking at the replay, I didn't see it either. 1st and 10, Mount Union at the John Carroll 12-yard line. We're in the second overtime. Mikey Maloney, play action, and he's going to sack. He lost the ball. It's loose. The referees are going to mark it down at the 11. Check at the 16-yard line. Maloney put the ball on the carpet. Let's watch the replay. It was a play action. Maloney tried to get the extra yardage. No, he was down. His left knee was down. That's a good call. And his left elbow.
Oh, but also Sean Thomas recovered that ball for Mount Union.
So you almost wanted it to be a fumble so you get the yards. But it wasn't. His elbow and his
what do we got here now?
Left elbow was at least
stoppage
down.
and play. What are they going to do? Look at this on review now? They just don't want us to broadcast basketball.
You know what?
So now we'll watch the officials waddle to the other end of the field and look at the replay monitor, which is way in the back corner of the end zone.
You know, John Carroll's done a really good job containing Mikey Maloney.
Let's see here. Let's look at the replay.
It looks like
I'm going to tell you what. After I see that, I don't think he was down.
If the game were to end like this, John Carroll football.
Now, who got the ball though?
That would be heartbreaking.
Did John Carroll fall on that ball, or did Sean Thomas get it?
I would think that John Carroll would have had to have fallen onto it for them to at least look at it. But then again, is it 1st and 14? Is it 2nd and 14 Mount Union, or is it 2nd and 12 Mount Union? Because you're right. If it was a fumble and Mount Union recovered it, then it would be.
Well, if John Carroll falls on the ball, the game's over.
Yes, but what I'm saying is if Mount Union fumbled it but recovered it, they should get 2 yards back. It should be second down.
Let's watch the replay again. Watch Mikey Maloney's knee. He's got his
down. His elbow's
down. Now, does that mean he's down? Down? Okay, Dave Sheets over on the video side says he's down. So the elbow was down, yes. The knee was not down. The ball came out. John Carroll, it looks like they did end up falling on the football.
It looks like
that was Timmons. So the runner was down. They're going to call it the play was dead, and the ball was going to be down at the John Carroll 16-yard line. So we got that all squared away. And now in the second overtime with John Carroll leading 10-7, the Purple Raiders have a 2nd and 14 at the Blue Streak 16-yard line. Again, the Raiders are down 3. We're in the second overtime. The wind at their back. You have got to protect the ball.
I was just going to say, no turnovers. All will be right with the world if you put 6 points on the board here.
Wind is whipping up a little bit now as the Raiders are up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 14 at the John Carroll 16. Ashby in motion. Mikey Maloney, the redshirt freshman quarterback, to throw. Here comes the pressure. Mikey Maloney's going to run. He's to the 15. Mikey Maloney to the 10, to the 9. He stretches to the 8-yard line. And we'll bring up 3rd down for Mount Union. They're going to put the ball at the John Carroll 8. We're in the second overtime. 10-7 Blue Streak. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bavera with you. WDPN, Q92 Radio Sports.com.
You got to get this one.
3rd and 6. Mount Union at the John Carroll 8-yard line.
And 0 for 3 kick a field goal, Sam, but you don't really want to go to that on 4th down.
No, you don't. At the very least, you might want to get this baby in the middle of the field, but let's just try to take it in. Maloney in the shotgun, 3rd and 6 at the 8. Mikey steps up in the pocket. He's going to run to the 5. Maloney diving toward the first down. He's going to be short. Oh, my goodness.
Do the same thing. Run it back. 4th down.
Mikey Maloney scrambled. He ran. He dove. He was tackled at the John Carroll 4-yard line. They needed to get to the 2. Timeout, Mount Union. Wow. (10-7) John Carroll. We're in the second overtime. Overcast skies. Lights are on. Wind is whipping. The crowd is in a frenzy.
Woo.
The student section, everybody on their feet here in the stadium.
Sam,
and it all comes down to this.
Do you get the vibe they're going? I think they're going to go for this.
Oh, boy, I'm glad I don't have to make these decisions.
4th down and 2.
4th and 2 Mount at the John Carroll 4. A field goal here would be 21 yards on the left hash. John Carroll missed an 18-yard field goal in the first overtime on the right hash. Jeff Dart says, offense, let's go get 2 yards. They'll go. Mount Union 4th and 2 at the John Carroll 4. We're in the second overtime. Blue Streak's in front 10-7. Raiders need 2 yards or the season's over. Mikey Maloney in the gun. Davion Grant will go in motion. Sean Thomas to the right-hand side. Back to throw. Mikey's going to get a quarterback keeper. He got to the 4. He is stopped, and the game is over. Season over. In double overtime, John Carroll 10, Mount Union 7.
Well, I mean, you put it in the hands of the right guy, and that's the play that I would have went with. Someone's going to have to settle down. Kenneth Rawls, though, he's trying to fight some of the students from Mount Union.
Mike Maloney, they went with a quarterback draw on a 4th and 2 at the John Carroll 4-yard line. He got the direct snap. He got the shotgun snap. He faked right. He went left. He just tried to run it and get those 2 yards. He got 1. He needed another. Blue Streaks with the tackle, and the game ends in double overtime. And the Mount Union Purple Raider football season is over. And man, oh man, it comes at the expense of their rival, John Carroll. And the game is over. Final score, John Carroll 10 and Mount Union 7. What a way for this one to end at Carroll Stadium here in Alliance, Ohio. Wow. John Carroll moves on. They are 11-1. The Mount Union Purple Raider season ends at 11-1. All right. We will have time for a very, very, very short postgame. And we will hustle over and get set up for the Mount Union Otterbein basketball game coming up at 4. Stick around. That's coming up here on AM 1310 WDPN. What a wild one in overtime here in Alliance, Ohio. Final score in 2 OTs. John Carroll 10 and Mount Union 7. Stick around. The postgame next on AM 1310 WDPN at Q92 Radiosports.com.
Hey, this is Dirk Stratton from Stratton Chevrolet in Beloit, Ohio. My family has been servicing and selling Chevys since 1928. I want to invite you to visit us at Stratton Chevrolet, where you'll find a great selection of Chevy trucks, cars, and versatile SUVs. We pride ourselves in serving you beyond the sale. Customer satisfaction always has been and always will be our main goal. Come visit us at the corner of Route 14 and 534 in Beloit and at StrattonChevrolet.com. Stratton Chevrolet, your no-dock fee dealer. Selling Chevys and making friends since 1928.
You're listening to Mount Union Football on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on AM 1310 WDPN.com.
Welcome back to Carroll Stadium here on the campus of the University of Mount Union. Sam Berkman, Ryan Bevere. A stunner in double overtime today. John Carroll beats Mount Union by the score of 10-7. The Blue Streaks will move on to the next round of the playoffs. The Mount Union Purple Raiders season comes to an end at home to John Carroll, who bolts the OAC a year ago. They go to the North Coast Athletic Conference. They win that conference. They make it into the playoffs. They beat Randolph-Macon in week 2. They picked up a win week 1, and they come to Alliance in the third round, and they knock off Mount Union by the score of 10-7. Real quick post game, we got to get across the street and set up for basketball at 4 as Mount Union will take on Otterbein at the Mack Center. All right, here we go. First downs today. John Carroll had 22. Mount Union had 19. Total yards today. Boy, a lot of yards for not a lot of points. John Carroll, 359 yards. Mount Union, 335 total yards. Time of possession, John Carroll, 31-44. Mount Union, 28-16. We had a ton of third down conversions today. John Carroll, 6 of 15. Mount, 3 of 13. Fourth down, John Carroll, 0 of 1. Mount Union was 1 for 3, and the one they didn't get. That was the end of the ball game. For John Carroll today, Nick Septenfelder, 25 of 40. 264 yards and a touchdown on the ground today. Quincy Newsom, 7 for 37. Nemo Jenkins, 10 for 36. Receiving, Lindstrom caught, Montgomery caught 10 for 89. Rawls, 4 for 37. For the Purple Raiders today, Mikey Maloney, 17 for 24, 230 and a touchdown. Darnell, 15 for 49. Maloney ran 12 for 47. Thomas, 6 for 20. Receiving, Nick Turner, 9 for 145 and a touchdown. Davion Grant, 4 for 41. Jacob Cockrell, 3 for 20. Mason Ashby caught 1 for 24. Mount Union falls to John Carroll in double overtime. Blue Streaks win it by the score of 10-7. All right. That will wrap up our coverage here from Carroll Stadium. We're going to head over to the Mack Center, get you ready for Mount Union and Otterbein College Hoops. That'll be coming up at 4 right here on AM 1310 WDPN. For my partner, Ryan Bevere, for Ryan Rainsberg back at the studio, and for all of you, thanks for tuning in today. It was a classic. Usually is when these two teams get together. Final score in double overtime. John Carroll 10, Mount Union 7. Sam Berkman saying so long for the time being. You've been listening to Mount Union Playoff Football at AM 1310 WDPN. So long, everybody. We'll talk to you at 4 from the Mack Center later on.